He's a useful player.
Oh, he's a good player. He's the best little man I've ever seen.
Could he have a kick?
I've seen him the year he
a
played.
drop kick expert.
Yeah.
Oh,
The year he played for North.
Fantastic kicker.
North Whyalla. Whyalla played Port Augusta in the combined, and there was a draw. Short game, long game.
Strong. A real fierce competitor. I saw him with Peter O'Shaughnessy from the Northern Areas League when he's playing with props.
Johnny Martin's put some weight on.
All day long they spat at each other.
Doesn't even walk like one.
Big bloke when he's playing too. What a bad bloke. That's right. Too much. Here's the Tigers coming onto the field. Joey Clark, who announced his retirement during the week, breaks the banner as the gold and black balloons fly into the sky as we see the first team onto the ground for the 1979 Grand Final. The Tigers playing only their second Grand Final since 1974 when they were beaten by West Augusta, and they come on after 3 impressive wins in leading up to the Grand Final with wins over Willesden, Solomon Town and Proprietary, and today playing in the unfamiliar white shorts.
Makes them stand out a little bit more, Norm.
Yeah, I think I like that uniform actually better, Bill, I think, than the black shorts. Bit more colour? Yeah,
I reckon it does. It also makes them look a little bit bigger than they are.
Yeah.
It's quite an impressive uniform, even though the Tigers like the black, but I reckon it looks great myself.
We should shortly see the appearance of the Premiership favourite, Central Augusta. They would be slightly late on the board. Hundreds of balloons already in the air from the black and gold camp. And we're waiting now.
Ideal conditions, Norm.
Yeah, that breeze blew up in the seconds is now, only doesn't seem anywhere near as strong, but I think it will lean favour the southern or Putpuri end of the ground, but otherwise conditions are almost perfect for the Grand Final.
You can feel the enthusiasm of the sides and the spectators as the grandstand is packed. You can see the pack around us in the background as Risdon's warm up, and we're just waiting for the central side. But umpire Steiner will be in charge of this game. He's a league umpire, and you can see the people, they're starting to murmur and move around, and we're only waiting for the central side, as we said, and they've got a tremendous dancing group out there, and the little ones with Central's 1979 written them on there, and a big question mark after the 79 on the little girl's chest.
They will be slightly longer later on the field than Central Augusta, than Risdon, because of the fact that Kim Naderbaum had to endure the trip around the trotting track here on the back of a buggy drawn by 2 horses, and then had to withstand photographs as well.
There was a fair bit of pressure put on that player, no?
Yeah, I don't know whether he should have been asked to. I mean, conditions are pretty warm. If I'd have been Kim, I think he tolerated it pretty well, actually. And I think if I'd have been Kim, I would have liked to have been getting back into that dressing room in some of the shade, because those players will be out there in enough heat and pressure once the game gets underway. Central Augusta waiting for a huge truckload of balloons, some of the most enormous balloons you've ever seen in your life, waiting to be dispatched by the Blood and Tars camp. And it shouldn't be too long before they appear on the scene. You'll soon hear them, because the cheers will certainly go up as the Premiership favourites from Port Augusta appear from their dressing room. Leon Willsby obviously looking to get this side off to a bright start. Here they come now, the Blood and Tars. You can see Kenny Mitchell leading them out, one of the all-time greats of the SGL, Kenny Mitchell. He leads them onto the side, followed by the other 100 goal kicker in Patrick Manning, Neville Newton, Brandon Collins, Kim Naderbaum, And here they go, the Blood and Tars, as well as all those black and red balloons suddenly go aloft as well. And again, we've seen colour for the opening of the 1979 Grand Final in the Spencer Golf League.
Just about wish you were out there yourself, Norm, with that sort of atmosphere that's here today.
Yeah, the atmosphere is, I can feel it starting to build up now, Bill. It's starting to tingle through you as players and supporters from both sides are getting ready in anticipation of who's going to be premiers for 1979.
It started off with that tremendous breakfast at the Central Rooms this morning, Norm, and we never had time to congratulate the women on the tremendous spread they put on. But us first up, and Risdons aren't without their supporters here today. They've got a tremendous amount of supporters, and it's great to see the local side from Perry represented so strongly.
They were predicting 4,000, Bill, and I don't know. I got a feeling it could even be a little bit bigger than that. Of course, this year, the SGL, because of the Year of the Child celebrations, have admitted children free to the Grand Final. And, oh, gee, it's a big crowd here at Central Oval, Port Augusta. They've been pouring in. We went past the ground at about 10 o'clock this morning, and we see Central Augusta with a new innovation, kicking black and red footballs into the crowd. And this is another new innovation in the Spencer Golf League for this year, as we see the black and red balls being kicked into the ground.
Yeah, there'll be a few forwards for these. Who's going to take the screamer there? Look at this. Beg your pardon, girls, but if you don't get out of the road, the ball's mine.
Down the heap he got, and 14 balloons hit him on the head because he was the one who caught the football.
Well, he'll be the most popular one for a while. I think if I was one of the lads who got it, I'd take it straight to my dad.
Yeah, locked in the boot of the car, I think. Then someone might get to the boot of the car. As we said, we were here early at 10 o'clock this morning, and someone took down the fence from One-Eyed Hill. And that, of course, has been a great traditional area for Port Augusta and Central Augusta supporters, and what they refer to as One-Eye Hill here in Port Augusta. We see Risdon. They've done their pre-match warm-up, being called over by umpire Colin Steinert. Very experienced league umpire is Steinert, and he's sure to keep strong control over this game today.
Very disappointed player today, Norm, would be Larry King.
Yes, you've got to feel for Larry because of the fact that he's been one of the stalwarts of the Risdon camp for many, many years, and he's been one of their top players. He had tremendous form in the lead-up and the form that started to get Risdon back onto the grand final trail, and unfortunately for Larry, wasn't fit enough to make it for this grand final game. But I'm sure that there's a lot of players out there who will be giving their utmost to reward Larry King for his effort. Kenny Mitchell wins the toss and has taken advantage of the breeze that's blowing in the first term here at Central Oval, Port Augusta. So we'll see Centrals in the black shorts kicking to the right of our screen, and the Tigers. Did you say Larry King wasn't playing? There he is on the fence.
He is.
Larry
King.
King.
Pick him up. Well, congratulations, Larry.
Yep. Larry had a fitness.
One is young Peter Crow.
Yes, Peter Crow is also unlucky. He's been a player who's been in and out of their side most of the season, but I thought he did very well last week.
Well, then we'll go the other way. It's great to see Larry out there in the 20, Norman. Let's hope that his leg hangs out, because he's given tremendous service to the Risdon Football Club and Perry football in general, and no player deserves a bigger honour of being out on the ground today than Larry.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Players starting to sort themselves out. We'll see the jumble going on.
Should be on the checkers moves starting.
Naderbaum allegedly starting at half forward left. Page at centre half forward. He heads for full forward. Mitchell to the forward pocket. Naderbaum, well, he's gone where he started.
Manning's playing centre half forward, full forward pocket.
Yeah, and they will juggle around a fair bit before they settle down in this game. Johnny Hogg comes up to pick up Chris Exandaris on the Tigers' half forward position, and Brandon Collins shakes hands with Paul Arnold. Two SGL players. Edson, in fact, has gone up to the half-back line where he will be opposed to Peter Arnold.
I see Laurie Thomas is on the ground on the first line up for the Bulldog, for the Central Augusta side, Norm, and he's in the forward pocket.
And Reid will be the player sitting on the fence for this opening.
Mark McDonald on the half-forward line, Norm. Starting
on the wing.
Centre wing.
Yep. He was named in that position, and
it's pretty deceiving. They haven't got a half-forward flanker, Norm, and Todman's out here on the wing too.
That's right. There's Jeffries at the moment. He's saying, right, I've got Todman.
Grady's in at centre. We'll work it out as
up.
the game comes, because after the bounce, they'll be in every position.
Lucky we know where they're playing. We don't know. Lucky that we know the players not where they're playing. There's the first bounce down for the 79 final. Won by Bell. Free kick going the way of the Central Augusta ruckman in Ron Perry from that centre bounce, and he'll drive the Blood and Tars into attack. Good looking screw punt up towards half forward. Big group setting them all up. Goes towards Rod Young. He's having trouble. Page is there. Can he pick it up? Young gets in there, throws the ball away, and now we see it back towards Naderbaum. Left foot kicks into towards full forward, out of bounds, and the throw-in will take place in the Blood and Tars right full forward position.
They got that ball down pretty smartly from that free kick, Norman. It's true indication they're going to put Risdon's under pressure early.
There's the bounce bounce down. Young and Page. The tap won by Young. Goes towards Page. Left foot snap. Oh, don't tell me. He couldn't have pulled it off first up. Offline, I think. Ooh. One flag only. And the Blood and Tars draw first blood as they get their first behind on the board through their ruckman in Jeff Page. And now we'll see Rodney Young about to kick out. Goes to the grandstand side of the ground. Peter Flowers the target. Can't get to the ball at the moment. We'll go to Jackson. Jackson did lose possession to Newton. Newton a handball, but Colligan will intercept. Having trouble in picking it up. Now the youngster does it beautifully. On towards Exendaris. He was at half forward, and now he's at half back Exendaris. And Chris Exendaris to come down the ground in the Paul Arnold direction. In fact, it's an FA 15-metre penalty as the Central Augusta player ran over the mark. And Chris Exendaris going back to take his kick. He's now being drawn down almost to the wing position here at Central Oval, Port Augusta.
Looks like he's playing scrum half at the moment.
Here's Chris Exendaris. Goes short. Goes in the direction of Ian Norton. Good lead by Norton. Grabbed high by Newton as he took that mark. But Ian Norton now to drive the Tigers deeper into attack. There's his good-looking screw punt. There's not much breeze out there now, if that's any indication. Cheney's out. Fisted away beautifully by McLeod. Goes towards Naderbaum. Cheney's in there. Taps it on towards Jackson. Oh, a bad handball. Goes towards Jackson again. He's on the left foot. Out wide it goes, where it's Brandon Collins leading the race with the ball. Peter Arnold appears on the scene. He always legged. No free kick. Back towards Paul Arnold. Handball away. The tackling was fierce. Bond's a player. He looked first. He should have gone and met the ball. Oh, it's Brandon Collins coming clear. Sockers it on. Jeffries is there. Handball's out wide. It is effective. On towards Jackson. Oh, he tried to do too much. Oh, bad play by Jackson on that occasion. Payne was the player. 16. He should have kicked instead of going backwards, and he paid the penalty as Jeffrey Burt takes the kick.
And here's the kick coming out, looking for Pat Manning. He takes a strong mark. And there's a 15-metre penalty against Jameson, and that takes the Central Augusta centre half forward into the half forward line. Here's Pat Manning. Nice looking kick down, plenty of distance. Up they go. The ball
loose.
Hands to Page. There's the handball. Well defended there on this occasion by the player in Young. But it's off the boot of Neville Newton. There's the first majors for the Blood and Tars. And this is what they're looking for, to get that ball down for the danger players in Newton, Reed, Perry, and all the players. It was good play there by the big fella in Page who got the ball across. Perryman came through, tried to defend stoutly for Risdon's, but it was the better player, Neville Newton, to put the ball through for the first major. Central Augusta 1-1, 7 points. Risdon's yet to score in these opening minutes of this 1979 Spencer Golf League Grand Final as the ball is relayed back to umpire Steinert. He'll recommence play with Malcolm Bell to be opposed to Ron Perry at the centre bouncers.
There was anxiety then by Risdon Bill. A couple of their players had chances to possibly grab the ball and overran it and allowed Newton in for that goal. There's the bounce down, one by Perry. Off towards Payne. Oh, he's had another fumble. Bad mistake by Payne again. You've got to grab it first chance in these games. Up towards half forward. Norton can't pull in the mark. Newton does. That's a bad looking kick towards Reed. Out it goes towards the player in Manning. Well met by Jeffries. Oh, that's called as a legging. It goes the way of Pat Manning. I couldn't see it, but Pat Manning will take that kick from the half forward position. Pat Manning steadying down play. Central's opening it up. Page on the lead. Ignored. Manning's going for distance. Good looking kick. Sets it up high. Big group starting to converge. Page almost the mark. Offhands it goes. We see Veal trying to come through. Can't do so. Taylor does it well. Goes short towards Payne. Gathers it in clever this time. Scouts the handball out to the running Jeffries. Jeffries is pushed in the back but gets a kick away. And it's out of bounds on the full on the scoreboard wing. And that kick in to be taken by Colin Edson. He'll come across the ground. And we see it in the ward, goes in towards the Norton direction. He's having trouble in picking it up, but he's got too many opponents around him. Bird overruns it. Out it goes, it's thrown out. Free kick to go the way of the Tigers. And we see that Edson kicking that ball away, plus a 15-metre penalty. Steinert telling players they've got to get the ball back. And the free kick to be taken across half forward by the Tigers' ruck rover in Ian Norton.
Here's Risdon's chance to go into their scoring zone, looking for the big fellas in Stephen Cheney and also big Joseph Clark. Norton usually a pretty good kicker coming in for the right side for the left footer. Ideal conditions, hardly any breeze at all here at the moment. There's his kick, it's a high one. Looking for the hands of Paul Arnold. Up they go. Good spoil on. Jeff Burt tries to pick it up. Gets the ball across to Perry, holding the ball. Strong tackle by Peter Arnold. And this could be the first score by the Risdon Tigers. He's well within distance. He puts the ball high in the air. It just drifts back. Joe Clark comes in. Nobody can mark for either side. Free kick against Joseph Clark. Going the way of Kelvin Blasick. And in the back line, Kelvin Blasick to bring the ball out. He goes short, looking for the loose Laurie Thomas. Is it Laurie? Yeah, Laurie Thomas. Oh, there's legging. Play on calls the umpire. Thomas comes in, met by the shoulder. Handball to Jeff Burt. Burt back to the running Mark McDonald. He's clear, gets onto the left boot. He evades a tackle, goes high down inside the half-forward line. Veal in front, Mitchell from behind. Interference, the umpire's seen it. Rayville, the skipper, to take the free kick just inside the scoring zone for the Central Augusta side. Rayville, the skipper, comes to the centre looking for Malky Bell. He's unopposed, takes a strong chest mark right on the square. He goes wide, trying to bring it around a Graham Jackson area. Ball bounces awkwardly. Out comes the player in Neville Sanders. He's quite contented to tap it out of bound. Centre wing, right in front of the scoreboard. Central's 1-1-7. Risdon's yet to score.
Tight football in the first 10 minutes of the 1979 grand final as we see the Tigers trailing by only 7 points. Here's the throw-in. Bell and Perry. Bell in front position, Bird over the top, taps it down towards the player in O'Grady. O'Grady having trouble picking up as it goes towards boundary line. Cool play on now as he runs around onto his right boot. Back towards the centre of the ground. Todman's loose. We see the ball pushed away from him by Exandaris. Oh, it's in the back against Todman. That free kick going that player's way. And he now from the centre of the ground will drive the Bloods into attack. Here's Todman. Looking straight down the ground, good-looking punt kick. Big group starting to set. Oh, Mitchell almost took it with him. Off hands it goes. Young's pushed off the ball. Veal emerges with the ball. Out wide he goes in the Bond direction. Peter Bond takes that mark at half-back right. Quickly goes on, chips it short towards Payne. Payne quickly on with the left footer, back towards Jackson. Jackson loosely checked by the resting... of the Ruck Rovers for the Blood and Tars, and Graham Jackson now on the left foot, kicked it up towards Paul Arnold in front. Good play by Arnold. He kept that ball down there. Good support from Johnny Hogg. Oh, nearly holding the ball. Goes towards Collins. Paul Arnold still there. The Tigers standing back. Free kick, Paul Arnold. That tackle was too high, and Paul Arnold from centre half forward now has the chance to drive the Tigers deep into attack. Goes out wide. Cheney's there. And almost a mark. He's got it, Cheney. He got the free kick as well as he was held onto by Trevor McLeod. And Cheney's only 35 metres out, and Bill's riding it down. Could the leading goal kicker in the SGL bring the margin back to 1 point? Here's Cheney.
There couldn't be a surer kick for Risdon's.
There's the kick. It's on its way. It's up the middle. And it's drifted away at the last minute. Oh, blimey. That was a goal right from the time it left his boot. Went away at the last minute. And the Tigers, in fact, have got it behind through their full forward in Steve Cheney.
Shows danger signs, though, for the Central Augusta defence, Norm.
There's the kick out by Trevor McLeod. Mark McDonald allowed a scout down the ground, loosely checked. And here's McDonald deep in that back pocket. Screwed punt, good kick, back towards the centre line. Arnold and Todman, Paul Arnold nearly the mark, off hands it goes. Big group converging, and umpire Steinert will bounce on the centre wing here at Central Oval, Port Augusta.
Norm, that wind's coming back a little bit, and I think it's turning.
Here's the bounce down, the one by tap, goes towards Bond. Bond scouts it out towards Flower. Flower now has the chance on the left foot. He'll go in long towards the Cheney direction again. Or McLeod's in front on this occasion and takes the mark. And Trevor McLeod from full-back right to clear for the Blood and Tars.
Here's McLeod's kick, comes to the half-back flank. Malky Bell couldn't take the mark. It's down where it's the player in Perry. Handballs to Peter Bond. He gets a left footer. Jeffrey Burt lurking in the back line. Takes a strong chest mark. He'll come out to the grandstand flank. There's his kick. It's a high one. Looking for the player in Todman and Peter Arnold. Peter Arnold's job should be to shadow Todman. Taken out of the game well by Payne. In comes the support from Tony O'Grady. He handballs further onto Todman. Todman's only got to get it across to Newton. There's one around the neck. All bodies being thrown in a wheel. Free kick going the way of the Risdon player in Peter Arnold. He didn't know it was his kick, but he's going to have the kick. He comes going to come out short, looking for Des Jeffries. He's come down from the half-back line. It's out of his reach. Neville Newton's going to apply the pressure. Jeffries is equal. Goes inside the half-forward line, looking for Graham Jackson. He's got the running support, but the ball comes across with Kelvin Blasick. Comes out and meets it strongly. Tests his judgment and takes the ball. Comes to the half-back line, and it's going to be met there by Des Jeffries. He's met by Jeffrey Burt. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's about to be a throw-in on the right half-forward line for the Risdon side.
Good use of body by both players on that occasion.
Jeff Page opposed to Malky Bell. Page front position, brings the ball down nicely. Intercepted there by Reggie Reed. He breaks clear, has the audacity to bounce. Then onto the left foot, down to the half-forward line. Up they go, nobody could mark. Naderbaum's got the run of the ball. Bounces, comes back across, trying to centre the ball, looking for the player in Mitchell. In front, big Darky Young takes a nice mark in front. Darky Young brought it down one hand, and he's from the centre half back of the position. Here's Youngie. He goes down to the centre of the ground looking for Paul Arnold. Page comes, lends support. Exandaris comes in. He's tagged. Play on calls the umpire. Paul Arnold does it nicely for a big fella. Loops a little left footer back. Finds Graham Jackson unattended, and he's at about the centre of the ground. He goes wide, looking for the big hands of Ian Norton. In front, Colin Edson. Ball's down to the ground. It's Payne. Sharks puts the ball on its way through the goal square, but it goes right across the face of goals. Through for another minor score. Risdon's now move on to 2 points. They're trailing Central's 1-1. 5 points of difference. 7 minutes into this first term of the 1979 Spencer Golf League Grand Final.
Good running by Robert Payne then from the centre of the ground. Ran 50 metres down the ground to take that kick. There's the kick by McLeod. Sets it up high. Brandon Collins in front, almost a mark. Reed tries to do too much. Cool play on, goes towards Todman. Tapped on by Bill towards Peter Arnold. He's going to be placed under pressure. He's on the left foot, though, as he gets it out wide towards the wing. Peter Flower leads in the race. He taps it on in front of him. Oh, Todman pulls him. That's a fairly obvious one towards umpire Steiner as Peter Flowers to take that kick. And he drives the Tigers up towards half forward again.
We're sitting in amongst the Tigers.
Right, there's the kick up towards half forward. All the Risdon forwards not moving. Off hands it goes. All the Central players flew. Their Central Risdon players tending to stand back. Well played, Exandaris. Bursts his way through. He'll drive long up towards half forward. No, he handballs to Jackson. Jackson should go to Clark. Oh, he's put it through. Oh, the Tigers, they've got the front. At about the 15-minute mark of this first term, they've played superb football so far as they hit the front by 1 point. They're 1-2 and they're 8 points, and the Blood and Tars are 1-1, 7 points.
Yes, they've applied the pressure, Norm, and Central Augusta have paid the penalty. Risdon's have had the chance on 2 occasions, but it's up left to Graham Jackson. He had 2 options. He could have handballed over to Joe Clark, but he was quite confident in his shot, put the ball right through the centre, and now they've moved to a 1-point lead. The ball's back at the centre, umpire Steiner to recommence the play. Malky Bell and Jeff Page both coming in from attacking sides. Good to see in ruck work in days like this. Up they go. Page gets the tap. Reed's taken out of it. Todman gets a wobbly one down, looking for Burt. Burt's inside half forward. There's a short one. Goes out, finds Pat Manning, and he marks. Well in kicking distance with the GTS 4 cameras directly behind him. The number 26, about 45 metres out, coming in from the grandstand flank. Usually a long kicker. Is the accuracy there today? Oh, he drifts it right across the face. Coming in from behind, Laurie Thomas. Well supported there, Rayville. Quite contented to tap it out of bound. 10 metres around from the left point post for the Central Augusta side. Big Darky Young shadowing the player in big Ron Perry. There's the throw in. Young front position. Perry takes him out with his body. There's the tap. Comes out the way where Thomas dives on the ball. Has pace. It's a wild handball looking for Newton. Todman comes in. Has an airy. Finds the player in Kim Naderbaum. 7.5 metres, I would say that, but the umpire has paid it. He was in a good position, but if that's anything like their 15-yarders, Norm, they've been underpaid. Naderbaum, the 1979 Harry Madigan medalist, puts the ball right through the centre to regain the lead for the Tigers. Norm spellbound at the moment with that decision, and 7.5 metres, Norm, at the most.
Yeah, I think you're being a bit generous, actually, Willie, but the goal's on the board for the Bloods.
He made it look good too, Norm. In a grand final, an umpire can be influenced.
Yeah, he just stopped there and stood and held the ball as soon as he saw the mark go into his hand.
It should be a great game, Norm, if it continues like this. The pace and the heat's going to tell on some of the players in the end.
And let's not forget that Central Augusta have had the aid of the breeze in this first term so far. And I think the Tigers have done extremely well. They've had as much of the play in their forward area, and they're equal scoring shots at this stage. 3 shots apiece, and the Blood and Tars lead by 5 points. Umpire Steiner back at the centre again. There's the bounce. It will be Page to win a big fist straight towards Norton on the right boot. Back towards half forward. Paul Arnold getting underneath it.
Well
Brandon Collins intercepts, goes towards the player in Blasick. Keeps pushing the ball away from the goal mouth as it goes towards Reg Reed. He'll get on the left foot as he goes back towards half forward. Oh, Todman's loose. They've got to stay alongside of Todman. He goes short towards Manning. All that Risdon defence is in tatters. Twisted away beautifully by Jamison. He's playing the mark on this occasion to Kim Naderbaum. And the Tiger defence stands there and looks in amazement as Kim Naderbaum has his second chance, only about 40 metres out on the slightest of angles.
Well, when you come to look at it, actually, that was the free was on there at the moment. You said Risdon's defence within tag is, they were a fraction second too late with that spoil, in my opinion, but they also came over the shoulders of Naderbaum.
Naderbaum's kick off the side of the boot. Laurie Thomas in pursuit, but he can't get to the ball. It's out of bounds on the full. The Tigers supporters reckon that's justification as Jeffrey Taylor's about to take their kick from the right full-back position.
Jeffrey Taylor to bring the ball back in from the full-back side of the high school side. Risdon's trailing at the moment by 5 points in a tremendous opening to this grand final. Jeff Taylor, a pretty reliable back pocket player, puts the ball out to the half-back flank. In front is Reed, tries to bring the ball down. There's Bond, he can't bring the ball out. The umpire's going to give the third free on that occasion. It'll go the way of the ruck rover in Peter Bond. And there's another 15 metre, and that's 3 that's been applied against Centrals and 1 against the Risdon side. Peter Bond, he's brought up to the half-back flank now at the moment. He gets a lead across the centre, decides to go high, looking for the player here in Malky Bell. Up they go, Mark McDonald, the spoils on. Here's the support from Edson. Peter Flower goes through, missed out the ball. Well done, Graham Jackson. There's a short one of Paul Arnold. He's got his brother Peter, played on. Central umpires
penalty.
Oh, heavens. You're very lucky there, Norm.
Yeah.
The play on was on.
I think the play on was on, Bill, but he didn't call it, in fact.
That's correct. It's the umpire's decision, but I think he was trying to get it across to his brother
Peter. There was no doubt he was going to handball it towards the running Peter Arnold.
Anyway, Paul Arnold's right in distance now. There's his kick. The centre half forward puts it down, going through the centre of the goals. Up, no in front. It's a player in Blasick, but the goal umpires put up one hand, and that's a single point to the Risdon side, and it's going to be the player in Trevor McLeod to bring the ball out. Ideal conditions. He's looking down the centre of the ground. Hesitating now. He's going to come wide, looking for Mark McDonald. Finds Mark McDonald in the back pocket position. Here comes grandstand flank. It's a short one, looking for Reid. Puts him under the hammer. Reid takes the free kick, if not the mark. And Reggie Reid from centre wing, right in front of the cameras. Handball's on to Mark McDonald. Bad handball. McDonald's equal though. Breaks the tackle. Goes down looking for the player in Burt. Jeffries spoils from behind. Only as far as Naderbaum. Naderbaum into an open goal. Puts the ball on his way. Goal umpire doesn't move. 2 to Kim Naderbaum. 3 to Central Augusta. They're 3-goal-1. They're now 19 points. A 10-point margin over the Risdon side. 1-3-9. And Naderbaum looking very dangerous, Norm. If that presentation to the medal upset his game, well, I think they'd like to give him a medal each week. Yeah,
I had the thought going through my mind when I saw Naderbaum back to centre half forward that Kim Jamieson's always been troubled by a quicker type of player. We saw it against White in the preliminary final when White was prepared to move around. And since Naderbaum's gone back to centre half forward, he in fact has kicked 2 goals and also had another opportunity to score. The Bloods are 3-1, they're 19. The Tigers 1-3, 9 points as we near the end of the first term. Here's the bounce down again. Clark onto the ball. In opposition to Page. Tap one by Page towards Payne. Up towards half forward. Collins and Arnold. Collins using strength. Throws it out. Goes towards the running player, Johnny Hogg. He in turn, Newton goes back. Oh, holding the ball. It's got to be holding the ball. He went straight into Exandaris. Good tackle by the Tigers half forward. And now Chris Exandaris to go direct. Up the ground he'll go. Forward, looking in the Arnold direction. Fisted away by Collins is good football. Colligan's there. Taps it on. Central's got more players running though. Newton drops it. Holding free kick in fact. Going the way of holding the man. Newton quickly runs on with the play. Up towards half forward. Perry's got away from Young. And Perry now from half forward right to put the Blood and Tars deeper into attack. Wobbly punt kick, moving about. Mitchell's there, fisted away by Veal. He falls over. Bounce, a throw-in now to take place in the Central Augusta right full forward position.
It's going to be a throw-in on the right full forward position with Darky Young opposed to the player in Ron Perry. Joe Clark in there for Risdon too, and it's in the attacking zone for the Central Augusta side. Up they go. Clark, front position. Perry taking him out. Burt from behind. Gets the tap. Comes down where it's going to be the player. And Des Jeffries does it nicely. Comes out short looking for Cam Colligan. Ball's a little bit too wide for the Rover. And it's kept in. But the boundary umpire has at last seen it's out of bounds. And it's going to be a throw-in about 10 metres around from the former throw-in. More towards the grandstand. 2 players, Clark and Ron Perry, still to oppose each other in the ruck work. Support from Reggie Reid for Centrals and also Cameron Colligan for Risdon's. There's the throw-in. Clark from behind, Perry in front. Perry tries to take the ball. It's going to be a free kick against Joseph Clark. It'll go the way of the big ruckman, Ron Perry. Bit more mobile in the field, Perry, from about 50 metres out. Camera's directly behind him. Puts the ball on us away. Good-looking kick going down to the teeth of goal. Clark, front position. Up they go. Tap comes down. No players there for the Risdon's defence. In comes Mark McDonald onto the left boot. Right Mark through McDonald. The centre. Strong play, Mark McDonald. Took the ball, met the body and also put the ball right through the centre. And they've got a little bit of a run on here at the Central Machine at the moment. They've now moved on to 4-1 there, 25 points. Leading Risdon's 1-3, 9 points, and Norm, they're starting to move in precision. Did you see that strength of Mark McDonald?
Peter Flower's going to be prepared to run up with Mark McDonald. McDonald going from the back pocket to the half-forward line, and Peter's tending to stay at home, and it's okay when you're on top across half-back. But at the moment, Mark McDonald setting up defensive moves and also attacking moves, and Peter Flower has got to be prepared to run up and down the ground.
Well, you've got wingman, Norm, you've got to be defensive as well as offensive.
Exactly.
Especially in grand finals.
Centrals 4-1, 25. They're now established a 16-point lead over the Tigers, who are 1-3-9. Bounce down. Clark wins the tap, goes towards Jackson, met by McDonald. Burt breaks his way through. Handball beautifully towards Todman. Todman getting away when Mark Horse beautifully done towards Naderbaum. There's danger signs. Jamison hasn't got the pace to keep with Naderbaum, and he now from about 45, 50 metres out has the chance to drive Centrals up towards full forward, if not kick his third. It's on its way. It is his third. Oh, have a kick, Kim Naderbaum, straight through the middle. The Bloods have got their fifth on the board, and we see Kim Naderbaum's third go up as he's gone from half forward left to centre half forward, and in turn has lifted the Tigers into a 25-point lead at the 25-minute mark of this first term.
Yes, a great effort, Norm, but there's that precision. See Todman getting away on his own. Central Augusta players using that strong body, get the ball out. Todman had no worries to find the fast leading Kim Naderbaum, and that's where they've got to be checked across the centre line. They're getting the ball away from centre, ridiculous Eve, as Jeff Page opposed there to the player in Clark. Page gets the tap again, comes down the way of Todman. He gets a little loose one. Here's the player in Neville Newton. Peter Flower didn't want the ball at all. Newton did. He breaks inside the half-forward line. There's the pass on, looking for Naderbaum. He's yards. Perryman's on him at the moment. Naderbaum does it nicely, gets it back. There's the Shepherd on Naderbaum. Open goal. Puts the ball on its way. No. 100% effort. Kim has just been spoilt by one behind. And that was the danger again of Kim Naderbaum come in. Mark McDonald took out the defender in Ron Perryman, and Central Augusta looked dangerous going into attack again.
Here's Rodney Young to kick out. Tigers defence under pressure as they're now trailing by 22 points. Here's Young's kick. Good looking punt kick. Goes out wide. Clark caught underneath the ball, goes towards Jackson. He handballs in turn towards Payne. Payne trying to hold in there, but Central's running up with the ball at the moment. And Risdon went up floater on that short. Todman chips in and takes that mark. Quickly goes on with the play. The Tigers players stood back and umpired it. As we see Todman's kick is offline for one flag only. And Todman's starting to get away from the centre now. As Centrals move along to 5-3-33. And that margin is now 24 points. Rodney Young to kick out again. Here's Young, punt kick again, sets it up high. Page and Clark. Clark tries to have it on towards Payne. Good football as he goes towards Jeffries. Back towards Colligan. Colligan goes down towards half forward through Norton. Collins up high from behind. Cool play on. X and Daris bounces at once. There's no one home short towards Cheney. It's too far for that play. Bond intercepted though and took a falling mark only about 20 metres out. Almost directly in front. Peter Bond. This is a chance for the Tigers. They need this one to keep themselves back in this game. Here's Bond, straight in front. The kick's on its way. He's missed, though. He's well offline. He tried to direct it through instead of kicking it and paid the penalty as the Tigers move along to 1-4, and they're now 10 points.
Yes, that was a bad miss by Peter Bond, who was only about 30 metres out directly in front. Trevor McLeod to bring the ball back in. Plenty of distance, but not a very good-looking kick to half-back line. Norton nearly marks for the Risdon side. Recovers well, goes without the ball. There's the handball from Payne. Down to the full forward. Here's in front Cheney. I'll put this one up, though. Stephen Cheney in exactly the same position Peter Bond, but directly in front, and he's only about 15 to 20 metres out. Should have no worries to bring up the second major for the Risdon side. And as Norm said earlier, when Bond was kicking, they badly need it. There's the kick on its way. You wouldn't bet on it. He's missed it badly. It's not Risdon's day, Norm. You get the feeling of this?
Well, Cheney's had two chances which you would normally expect he'd kick, and he's missed both of them clearly. We saw Peter Bond also miss one from almost the same position as Cheney, and the Tigers have now only had two less scoring shots, but they trail by 22 points.
There's Trevor McLeod, brings the ball back into play. Clark and Page are going up. Page does it nicely, but it comes down to Payne, Robert Payne. He kicks the ball down the full forward zone, goes to the pocket. Cheney's there, spoilt nicely by McLeod, and it's going to be a boundary throw in deep in the right full forward pocket, about 25 metres around from the Risdon scoring zone.
Cheney, in fact, was looking for the boundary line then instead of concentrating completely on the ball.
Pretty hard, though, Norm, and still they played on this ground the last 4 times out of 5. There's the throw in. Clark, front position, but it's Page, gets the tap down where Colligan couldn't control it. Laurie Thomas met nicely there by Robert Payne. Dives back in by Laurie Thomas. There's the handball, comes back the way of Kelvin Blashick. There's the player, Burt takes him out. Blashick gets the left footer down over the centre wing. Todman does use his body nicely. Joe Clark lurking there. Tries to go around the player in Todman. Gets the handball, but it goes across to the way of Colin Edson. He gets the support there of Thomas. Ignores this. Goes with the kick down to the centre of the ground. Jeffries couldn't take the mark. Naderbaum does it nicely. Gets it back to Neville Newton. Newton goes wide, looking for Reggie Reed. Oh, does it beautifully. Takes Jeffrey Taylor out. Can he get to the ball? He does. Controls it well with ridiculous ease. Puts it on its way. How do you like that? Well, that's what you call complete control of the ball at all time. He just played with Jeffrey Taylor. Used the one hand, casually put it through from 55 metres out, right through the centre for Central Augusta's 6th major. They've now moved on to 6-3. They're now 39 points, and they're in front of Risdon's 1-5. Is that 18, Norm? 11 points, I'm sorry, but gee, that was good football. What about the control?
There's a difference in the two sides. Reed under pressure from about 45 metres out, put that one straight through the middle, and Risdon missed sitters from straight in front. Young on that occasion in my book should have gone up to the play, tended to hesitate and gave Reed that extra metre that he needed, and in fact Reed was then able to steady himself and kick a beautiful goal. Central Augusta now lead by 28 points. They've got away in the last 5 or 6 minutes of play. Here's the bounce down. Clark and Page. Clark wins the tap to Jackson. Jackson having trouble picking up. He's over the ball. Cool play on. Should have almost been a free kick. Reed gets it out. We see the ball going to ground as Risdon players throw themselves over the ball. Burt's there. He loses possession. And umpire Steiner lets the play go on. And finally a bounce down will take place as the Tigers push it about 10 yards further.
That's what you call keeping the ball in the area, Norm. All players were willing to throw their bodies over the ball.
Umpire Steiner talking to Graham Jackson.
Yes, here's the ball. It's going to be bounced on the centre half forward position for the Risdon side. It's going to be Page opposed to Joe Clark. Up they go. Page gets the tap again. Down to Reggie Reed. He comes out onto the left boot. Down where Des Jeffries should mark and does so for the Risdon side in defence.
15-metre penalty.
Yes. Now that's 4 against Central Augusta, but still they haven't woke up. And it's going to be Desi Jeffries to take the ball into the half forward line, looking for Paul Arnold and Joe Clark. There's the tap by Clark, looking for Exodaris. Jeff Bird comes in nicely, comes to the half-back line, brings the ball across to the centre, looking for Naderbaum. Naderbaum in front of Jameson. There's the support from Todman. Todman across back to Naderbaum. He taps it on further. Jeffrey Page has got a chance. Oh, Naderbaum goes between 2 of them. The Risdon defenders didn't want it on that occasion. Comes out to where it's Laurie Thomas. He's leading in the race. The ball, only one that wants it at the moment. Rodney Young comes out nicely. Pulled off Mark McDonald. Peter Arnold battling well for Risdon. Brings it out of defence. Flicks the handball across to Cameron Collingham on the left boot on the half-back line. Looks for Paul Arnold. Brandon Collins does it nicely. Come in and takes the front. Chris Exandaris roves well. Gets the ball across to Colligan. His short one, looking for Graham Jackson. Coming out is Neil Sanders. Kelvin Blassick adds the support. Kicks the ball down centre wing. Jumping Joe Clark takes the mark. Centre wing. Handballs on to Chris Exandaris. He breaks through. Oh, puts himself into trouble. Back to Joe Clark. There's a little bit of a scuffle going on here, but the ball's down in the forward pocket. Up they go. Collins couldn't mark. There's Neil Sanders. Tries to get onto his right boot, but he kicks the ball out of bounds on the full, and it's going to be a Risdon kick from the left half forward line. In fact, it's deeper than that. It's in between the left half forward and the left full forward pocket.
Here's Clark from the half forward position to drive the Tigers back into attack again. Here's Clark directing play long. Kicks it up high. Big group starting to set. Cheney up high, off hands it goes. Egerton has an air as he tries to kick. No second chance for the Bloods as they push it out with a big fist. Goes to Mark McDonald. His handball is intercepted. Flower running through the ball. Can't break that tackle. But he follows it up though. He gets it now onto the... Oh! An attempted play behind Flower behind the play. Oh, it's Bond again. He's got a chance across the ground. Oh, Norton couldn't pull in the mark. But he's still got front position in opposition towards Page. He's grabbed too high. Cool play on. Oh, it's holding the ball in fact. Sure. And the free kick goes towards Jeffrey Page as he'll have the chance now from the back pocket to clear. Here's Page. Central's applying the physical strength. Up towards the centre line, Naderbaum and Perry, but fisted over the top. The Tigers stood flat-footed, now goes towards Newton. They've got to be prepared to run. There's Newton up towards half-forward, goes over their heads. Taylor intercepting for the Tigers. He's almost pushed off the ball, but he does it well, Jeffrey Taylor, as he follows it up. He'll now go out wide towards Jeffries. Jeffries has got away at half-back. Will he keep the ball in? He can't, as it goes across the line out of bounds, and a throw-in to take place on Central Augusta's half-forward left position. 28 points the difference as we're well and truly into the time-on period of this first term.
Here's the boundary throw-in. Malky Bell having one of his rare runs opposed to the player in Perry. Perry tries to get the tap, comes down to Peter Bond. He goes short, trying to give Graham Jackson the run of the ball. Page will get there first. Jackson does it nicely. He's met heavily. Comes down, Page taps it out to the player. Comes across to Tony O'Grady. He goes wide across looking for Naderbaum. Naderbaum couldn't take the mark, but he recovers brilliantly. Handball's a bad handball on this occasion, looking for Kenny Mitchell, but he comes around Rayville, takes the ball onto the left boot, puts it down into the goal square. Pat Manning's there. Up he goes. Couldn't take the mark. There's more Risdon defenders here on this occasion as Rodney Young comes out wide looking for the fast-moving Peter Bond, but the ball will beat this player out of bounds, and it's going to be another throw-in on just inside the left half-forward line for the Central Augusta. The Bloods doing everything right here at the moment. They're getting the ball down. They're holding a handy 28-point margin. It's going to be Malky Bell opposed to Jeffrey Page. Both jostling for position. Page from behind gets a beautiful tap straight down the way of Robert Payne. He handballs exactly back to the boundary umpire. It's going to be a repeat exhibition. Replay, boundary throw in. Still Jeffrey Page and Malcolm Bell. Up they go. Malky Bell front position. Young comes in, lends support. Down as far as Neville Newton. Now, he has a wobbly one. Comes down. Mark McDonald says, let me have it. He marks on the left half forward line, and he's usually a pretty prodigious kicker. He goes back onto the left foot. This one's no exception. Down the full forward line, looking for Mitchell. Mitchell in front, couldn't take it. Well played by Rayville. Taps it down to Darky Young. Reels in there. The ball's down on the ground. Out comes Des Jeffries for the Risdon side. Goes short, looking for Jackson from behind. So big hands of Ron Perry. He handballs immediately across to Jeffrey Burt. Burt pushed the ball down into the square. Pat Manning, Jameson. Neither player could mark. Pat Manning's quick to the first of the ball. Back to Jameson. Jameson's there. Tries to go around his immediate opponent. Does so. Gets a left footer looking for Flower, but only finds Naderbaum. He couldn't take the mark, but his recovery is amazing. Gets the ball on its way down the square. Who can take it? From behind Page. In front, the big player in Young, but it comes out where it's Jameson. That's it away this time. Gets it down. Jackson comes across. Couldn't take the mark. Does it nicely, the little fella. Goes short again, looking for Peter Flower. He'll put this player, Mark McDonald, tackles strongly. Brings him to turf, holding the ball. Actually, the handball was the kick over was put Peter Flower into trouble. Mark McDonald, centre wing, right in front of the grandstand. It's not, it's John Hogg. He puts the ball down to the half-forward line. There's Laurie Thomas, also Reggie Reed. As the siren sounds to end the first quarter in this 1979 Spencer Golf League final, Central Augusta 6-3, 39. Risdon's 1-5, 11 points.
Where are you, Dave? Umpire Steiner about to start play for the second term with Central Augusta leading 6-3, 39, Risdon 1-5, 11. It's 28 points the difference. In this term, Risdon will have the aid of the breeze that is blowing here at Central Oval, Port Augusta. Could that be the match-winning quarter that Central Augusta needed? Here's the bounce down. Bell and Perry to do battle. No one gets an effective tap. Goes to Bond. Didn't pick up the ball. Todman tries to get it clear. Goes to Grant again. Reed's in there. Bond emerging. Sidesteps. Kicks it back towards half forward. Central Augusta getting players across the ball. Well read by Edson. He quickly goes on with the players. He gets onto his left boot. Goes out wide in the Tony O'Grady direction. O'Grady and Payne in opposition. Good tackle Payne. He gets the handball away. But it was Blasick who kept running. The Tigers forward stayed back 50 metres away. And Blasick ran up with a play. Up towards half forward. Young's there. Can't carry the ball with him. Laurie Thomas reads it beautifully. In towards full forward. That could seal it completely. Mitchell's there. Almost the mark. Not being paid. We see the ball being forced back towards the pocket. Perryman doesn't go his body at the ball. And it should have been kicking in danger against Perryman on that occasion. And in fact, he should have really put his body across the ball before it was forced out of line. Oh, yeah. Body. Central Augusta prepared to put their bodies over the ball on all occasions. There's the throw-in. Page and Bell. Bell gets the tap straight towards Jeffries, having trouble picking it up. Plenty of time now. Steadies, he'll kick long, back towards the wing position. Has gone into an open space. Young only, so Norton's only half walking after it. Collins doesn't. He gets a short left foot away. Back towards O'Grady. He and Perry collide. Jackson's there. Pushed in the back. Goes towards Jeffries and Edson. Well done, Jeffries. But unfortunately, it comes off his boot and goes out of bounds on the full. But look at Edson. He's come up from the back pocket and he handballs in turn now towards Newton. Risdon players not chasing or running. There's Newton back towards forward, full force, a good-looking kick. Orville's pushed out of the play. It should have almost been a free kick. Offline for one flag only. And Central Augusta move along to 6-4 there, 40 points. It's now a 29-point margin at the first in the first 3 minutes of play of this second term.
Brisbane's have got to start wanting that ball a bit stronger, Norman. They're not picking up, as you said. There was 2 or 3 Central players just ran uncontested there as Darky Young brings the ball out, looking for Malky Bell. He couldn't take the mark. Mark McDonald gets the ball, gets a little short one, looking for Naderbaum, comes across where it's in support of Newton. He runs into the back of his immediate opponent. The ball's down on the turf. Umpire Steiner says around the neck, and the free kick will go the way of Perryman, the half-back flanker, will come centre half-back for the Risdon side. Ron Perryman, he goes short, comes out looking for the aid of Peter Bond, finds him on the half-back flank. The Risdon ruck rover has a chance to clear once again for the Risdon side. There's his kick. Goes down, looking for the player in pain.
Oh, he should mark.
Taken, but oh, he wasn't, not even contested. Todman taps it on further. Edson handballs across to Tony O'Grady. O'Grady goes short, looking for the fast leading Naderbaum. Too fast for Perryman. Puts the ball short, looking for Kenny Mitchell. Rayville comes through nicely. In comes the support there from Pat Manning. Handballs blindly across. Comes back to Neville Newton. Des Jeffries does it. He's tagged. Does it nicely. Comes through strongly.
Well done.
Des Jeffries played the ball strongly on that occasion, and from the centre half-back position has a chance to relieve. He goes short, looking for Peter Arnold. He has a mark on the half-back line. Mark McDonald comes up and stands the mark. Very crowded forward line for the Risdon side. Looking for Exendaris and Paul Arnold. Collins takes front position, does it nicely, puts his hands up, brings the ball down, and it's going to be the kick by Brandon Collins. Down to the centre wing position. Mark McDonald and Peter Arnold both using their bodies. Here's the support, Kim Naderbaum, well in front of Perryman. Does it with ease, goes short, finds Kenny Mitchell. Rayville does it nicely. Mitchell recovers. He's got Pat Manning. Handballs in the vicinity of this player. He comes around onto the left footer, puts it across the face of goals. The goal umpire moves slightly to his left, puts up one finger, and it's a minor score for the Central Augusta side. They move on to 7-5. They're 41, a 30-point margin over the Risdon side. They are now 1-5, 11 points.
Here's Young kicking out for the Tigers. Goes long out towards half-back. Flowers there, and he should take the mark and does so on that occasion. And Peter Flower now to go directs play down the scoreboard wing. Peter Arnold's got away on that position. Handball's in turn towards Jamison. Jamison with plenty of time as he kicks long back on that left foot up towards half forward. Brandon Collins leading in the race. He's pushed off the ball by Paul Arnold. All the desperations there from Centrals. We see it tapped on by Sanders across the boundary line. The throw-in to take place now on Risdon's half forward left position.
Here's the boundary throw-in. Going to be Malky Bell opposed to Big Ron Perry. Support there is Stephen Cheney having a run on the ball here at the moment. Trevor McLeod's come down with him. McLeod gets a tap on this occasion, straight down to Exendaris. He fakes the handball, then tries to get it across to his teammate. There's too many weights of number there. The ball will go to turf. It's burrowed out here the way, and it's going to be a free kick going to the Central Augusta player in Laurie Thomas. Laurie Thomas breaks around his immediate opponent, shows his ball to shoot, the ball to shoot Norton, goes to the centre. Peter Arnold's first to it. Can't control it. The Central Augusta player, Mark McDonald, wanted it more. Gave Todman the chance. He blazes away into the centre half forward position. Should be marked by Jameson, and Kim Jameson marks on the half-back flank. Wastes no time. Goes short, looking for Peter Flower. Flower couldn't take the ball. In comes Laurie Thomas. Flower falls to the turf. Laurie Thomas does it nicely. Looks for Todman. Todman straight across to the player in Pat Manning. Pat Manning eludes two opponents straight through them. Comes across looking for Neville Newton. Up they go. Down where it's Newton. Roves the pack nicely. Eludes a tackle from Jeffries. Right through. Puts it down across the face of goals and through for another minor score. It's Central Augusta's turn to miss the big sticks on this occasion, and they've now moved on to 6-6-42 to Risdon's 1-5, 11 points, and Risdon's have got to get this ball down their forward line if they want to get back into this game.
Here's Norton, the kick out for Risdon, goes towards half-back. Bell's in front, couldn't pull in the mark. Payne's there. Handballs towards a flat-footed Jackson. Jackson's got his body over the ball, being pulled off. It taps out towards Payne again. Payne's not doing much right in this game so far, but he does it well as he gets it towards Exendaris. Exendaris too slow. Yeah. He tried to do too much. It goes towards Payne again. He dropped the ball. Oh, there's a hard tackle. And Risdon players standing back again. They've got to get into that ball. Free kick going the way of Exendaris on this occasion. They were very, very lucky. And we saw Central show everything at those Risdon players. Up towards half forward. Now we find Norton's loose. He's got away on that position, and Ian Norton now from half forward right to have the chance to kick it on his left foot. Norton, normally left footer, good kicker of the ball, normally. The Tigers need a score. That's a good-looking kick by Norton, but it's starting to fade. One flag only, and the Tigers get their 6 behind on the board. The margin is now 30 points. The Centrals are 6-6, 42, and Risdon are 1-6, 12.
Yes, they badly needed that one, Norm, and they've missed a couple of easy ones too, but nevertheless, it's been the Central Augusta players completely willing to committed themselves to the ball as Kelvin Blashik to bring the ball back in. He goes towards the high school flank, looking for the big hands of Ron Perry. He goes up, couldn't mark the ball, but brings it down to the turf. There's a scurry of bodies there on the half-forward line for the Risdon Tigers, and umpire Stein is going to come in and have a bounce up, and there's going to be Malky Bell still opposed to the player in big Ron Perry. Graham Jackson in there. There's Central Augusta Rovers on top at the moment. There's a punch by Jeff Burt, but he interferes with Malky Bell, and the big ruckman has a chance from the left half-forward line to put Risdons into their scoring zone, badly needing goals, but he decides to go short, but he finds Cheney on the fast lead in front of Trevor McLeod. Now will Stephen Cheney, will he kick long for goals? He does so. There's a beautiful spiral kick, but it's going across the face of goals, plenty of distance, and goes through for one behind. Had to be 75 metres if it was an inch, and it went right through the behind, and that brought up another score to the Risdon Tigers, but they badly want the big white ones.
Here's Blasick to kick out again. Steve Cheney's third behind, unheard of for the season. There's a kick out by Blasick. Big group setting. Good almost a mark by McLeod. Oh, he goes on with the play. Cheney stands flat-footed as McLeod runs away. Back towards the scoreboard wing. Manning's in front of Jamison. Jamison's first back to the play. Handball's in turn towards Norton. Norton a chance to get onto his left foot as he kicks back towards half forward. There's no one at home for the Tigers. It's the ever-reliable Jeffrey Burt. Quickly goes on with the play. Back towards the wing position again. Norton's there. Should mark. Not paid. Offhands it goes. Reed was underneath the fall of the ball. He goes in towards half forward. Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell dropped that mark, and the Tigers' defence again stood flat-footed. We saw Payne run around the player instead of going directly at him. Bradley McDonald's there. He's pushed off the ball. Back towards Mitchell. Oh, he's holding the ball. He's got to be holding the ball as he's well tackled by Jeffrey Taylor. Taylor in turn goes short towards Colligan. Colligan will have the pressure applied as he goes long on that left foot up towards half-forward. Edson's in front. He's ever reliable, Edson, as he takes that falling mark. And Colin Edson now from the half-back left position to clear for Central Augusta.
Here's Colin Edson right in front of the grandstand, half-back flank position. Peter Arnold standing the mark. He'll come down in front of the grandstand looking here for the big players. Perry's there opposed to Malky Bell. Perry from behind. Malky Bell takes the mark. Play on calls the umpire. Payne gets a wobbly one, finds Peter Arnold on the half-forward line. Risdon showing a little bit more endeavour in these last few minutes. He goes across short looking for Chris Exendaris. Mark McDonald, too strong. Body strength. It's John Hogg, I apologise. Comes across to Kelvin Blashik. This is the run-on from the Central Augustas. They're willing to support each other. Todman traps the ball nicely. Goes around shooting Norton. Plenty of time to steady. Look at Naderbaum. He's about 10 metres in front of Perryman. Ray Veal comes out. It's taken off the ball. Should have received the free kick. Doesn't. And it's Perryman. Gets a little left footer. Finds Peter Flower unattended. He can't control it, but he's got plenty of time to recover. Break to the centre wing. Could have a bounce if he wants to. Finds Cameron Colligan on the half-forward line. And John Hogg. There's a 15-metre penalty. John Hogg will be brought, bring Cameron Colligan. Colligan doesn't want the 15-metre. He goes out wide looking for Chris Exendaris, and he marks. And this is what Risdons have got to do, looking for the player and put it out in front. Here's looking for Paul Arnold. Hasn't had a touch yet. Up they go. Comes down where it's Brandon Collins. Big Joe Clark couldn't control it. Kelvin Blasick coming through. Taken out of it nicely by Peter Arnold. Steadies, puts the ball on its way, but it drifts across the face of goals and through for another minor score. And that takes Risdon's hour on to 1 goal 8. They're 14 points. Central Augusta 6-6, 42. And it's going to be Kelvin Blasick to bring the ball back into play with Risdon's attacking in these last few moments. But it's their turn to miss the big sticks.
Again, they're having enough of the play, but not getting the goals on the board under the pressure from that Central Augusta defence. Every time a Risdon player gets the possession, he's made to earn his kick. Here's Blasick. Kicks long down the centre of the ground. Mark McDonald. Jackson. Good mark, Jackson.
Ooh, great
running
mark.
in the same direction as the ball. And Jackson's done well at centre for the Tigers as he'll now drive it long back towards full forward.
Big one, Jacko.
Jackson, in fact, goes short towards Peter Arnold, who's got away on that half-forward line. And Arnold now with a chance from about 45 metres out to bring up a badly needed goal for the Tigers.
Very crowded forward line down there, Norm, for the Risdon players.
There's a couple there, isn't there? Here's Arnold. Missed the previous one. Well, that one's wobbling about. There's no movement. Oh, Paul Arnold chips across. He's got to get support now from teammates. Goes to Colligan. There's 3-2. Holding the ball. The Tigers aren't running again to that forward line. And Central Augusta get players to the fall of the ball and make their task easier. Short towards Blasick. He's run down from full back to make position. Handball's in turn towards McLeod. McLeod runs into trouble. Met by Payne. Payne tries to bounce around opponents. Can't do so as he goes out of bounds and is thrown now on the Tigers' half-forward line. Central tend to fiddle then in defence. Bell and Page. tap won by Page. We'll go towards Todman. Todman running. He's getting loose whenever Arnold's off him. We see Blasick again working hard for the Blood and Tars. Up towards the centre of the ground. Young coming out to meet it. He'll go on with a play. Bang he goes. Back towards full forward. Paul Arnold's in front. Knocked away from Collins. Oh, he's playing a perfect game, Brandon Collins. Bert's there. Lose possession of the ball as it goes to ground. And a bounce down on the half-forward position.
Has not given Paul Arnold a touch, Norm, at centre half-forward.
Been a superb game, Bill, so far. Here's the bounce again. Clark this time having a... contesting the bounce towards Norton. Norton on the right boot. He goes in towards full, but there's no one at home for the Tigers. It's touched through as it comes off the fingers of Colin Edson. And we'll see a kick in now by the Central Augusta back pocket player. The Tigers move along to 1-9. They're now 15 points. The margin is back to 27 points.
Here's Colin Edson, brings the ball out to high school flank. Looking out for Big Page. Up they go. Malky Bell front position. The ball comes down to the turf. Exandaris couldn't control it. He's going to receive the free kick for pushing the back. And the Risdon half-forward flanker will put the ball back into the full-forward area. He's going to go short. Brings the ball. It's not a very good-looking kick. Jeff Burt wants the ball badly. Handballs across to the supporting Edson. Edson shows the ball to Graham Jackson. Then goes to the centre of the ground. In front, Nader Moore. Great mark coming across. Comes across to where it's Neville, Bradley McDonald on this occasion. He goes down looking for Mitchell. Ray Veal does it nicely. He's held Mitchell out of this game. There's support from Rodney Young. Left footer looking for Exandaris. Mark McDonald. Great mark by Peter Flower coming from behind. And in the centre wing position in front of the scoreboard, the Risdon wingman has a chance to put Risdon's back into attack. Here's his kick, trying to centre it. Coming out is Cheney. Great mark. Took McLeod around. McLeod was pushed out and he took the mark on his chest. If his last kick was any indication, distance will not worry him. It'll only be the accuracy.
Fourth time lucky, Bill.
Yes, he's badly offline today, Norm. There's his kick. It's another good-looking kick. It's going to drop short on this occasion. Three Central Augusta defenders. It's left to the player in Brandon Collins. Oh, smart work from the back pocket position. Brings the ball out. Who's there? Cheney nearly took a great one-hander. Comes down where it's Shoot Norton doing it well. Risdon starting to get back into this game. Norton. Comes across where it's going to be Colin Edson. Will it sit for him? He's quite contented to see it run out of bounds in the right full forward pocket. 15 metres around from the Risdon goals, and Risdons are attacking in these last 6 or 7 minutes but cannot bring up the majors. Here's Clark, opposed to Page. Clark gets a good tap, only as far as Bird. Bird to O'Grady. Look at the way they move it to fall out of defence. Comes down looking, there's Naderborn, but it's drifting across as Peter Flower takes a strong mark, centre half back position. Come back, Kim, says the umpire, as Peter Flower puts the ball deep into attack, looking for the hands of Paul Arnold. And he takes his mark on this occasion. Can Paul, on his first kick, bring up a much-needed major to the Risdon side? This player lifts for Risdon. They can be back in the ball game. Here's Paul Arnold. Puts the ball on its way. Joe Clark doesn't move. The goal umpire doesn't move, and that's a very badly needed goal to the Risdon side. And as I said, Paul Arnold took the mark. He's first in this game, and Risdons are starting to come back. And if they can peg them back for a couple of more goals in this quarter, they'll be right back in this 1979 Spencer Golf League Grand Final. They looked a lot better in this last 5 minutes, Norm.
Yeah, they've had enough of the play, Bill. In fact, if you mostly had a look at statistics, you mostly find they've had more of the ball in attack. But that Central Augusta defence has played extremely well. They've put pressure on the Tigers. I don't think the Tigers have been prepared to fight quite hard enough when the ball's come up toward full forward. Anyway, here's umpire Steinert. The Tigers have now cut the margin back to 21 points. There's the bounce down. The tap won by Page to Colligan on the left foot up towards half forward. Should be a kick. Cheney not played. Exandaris, he's done well across half forward. He's going to get a free kick again in opposition to Mark McDonald. And here's the chance. Exandaris across the ground towards Peter Arnold. He's got no one near him at the moment. It's running, going to run towards the pocket. Can he pick it up? He can't at the moment. He's going to be met by Edson. Handball back towards Paul Arnold. Sidestep, steadies himself. Left foot, offline. One flag only. Oh, he had a chance to kick on the right foot on that occasion. And it's only 2-10 now to the Tigers there. 22 points. And that margin is back to 20 points as the Blood and Tars are 6-6-42.
They're starting to lift and take the game right up to the central machine. And it's going to be the player in Kelvin Blasick to bring the ball back out of defence. Here's Kelvin's kick. He goes out towards the defensive pocket looking for big McLeod. Everybody up. It's a good mark taken by Malky Bell. Inside the left half forward line. Risdon's to go into attack once again. There's his kick. Comes across looking for Peter Arnold. The spoils on by the Central Augusta defenders.
Tackle.
There's a good tackle. Comes down to Peter Arnold. He casually puts the ball on the boot. Kelvin Blasick and Joe Clark. Blasick does it nicely. Comes down to Bond. Bond puts the ball on its way. And there's another goal to the Risdon side. They move 6 points closer. And as I said, Risdon's now move on to 3-10. They're 28 points. Coming back at Central, 6-6-42. In this term, Central's have only added 3 points. Risdon's have added 2 goal, 5.
Badly need a goal again, and the Tigers gradually working their way back into this game as they now trail by only 14 points. Bond ran up to the pack on that occasion. That's something the Tigers Rovers haven't been doing so far. They haven't been running into that full forward area. Whenever the balls come, Clark held it in there and gave the Tigers a second chance, and Bond was able to get the goal. The Tigers certainly doing well, except they are not doing quite as well on the scoreboard. 14 points the difference now.
One more scoring shot.
Yep, and they're right back in it. Bell again, he's played well, wins the tap, goes towards Newton, handballs towards Todman, danger, Peter Flower chasing, up towards half forward, Perryman's there, should mark, doesn't do so, tap towards Young, handball towards Jeffries, Jeffrey to be met, does it well, Jeffries, he's played well in defence, back towards half forward, Exandaris getting away, he'll take the mark again, all 15 metres, Trevor McLeod appeared late on the scene and took Exandaris with him, and Chris Exandaris now moves into about 45 metres from the goal mouth.
There's signs of panic in that Central Augusta machine, Norm.
Exandaris has been a good winner for them, Bill, across our forward.
Yep, he's completely dominated over Johnny Hogg.
There's his kick into Wood, full forward, setting themselves nearly at Mark Clark. Off hands, those Rovers weren't in front of the pack on that occasion. Goes towards Edson, he's happy to chip it towards the boundary line. Oh, Payne and McDonald didn't chase all the way, and it almost bounced back into play. Finally did roll across the line and out of bounds. Neither player played to the whistle on that occasion.
Only 14 points the difference.
Here's Clark and Page. Clark holding on to Page, goes towards Newton, too strong on that occasion. He's going to be met as he gets the left footer away. Reed's there, well done by Taylor. Jeffries is playing well, handballs towards Arnold, met by Todman. That kick is smothered off the boot, it's on the full, and we'll see the kick in to be taken by Glenn Todman. Good strong defensive work by Todman on that occasion. He'll now go long, back towards half forward. Good looking kick, player starting to set. Young's there, should mark. Oh, didn't pull in the mark. Not paid, goes to ground again.
In the back.
And we see a free kick going the Tigers' way through their back pocket player and Jeffrey Taylor. Here's Taylor from the back pocket. Should go long. Back towards the half forward line. Player set themselves. Oh, McDonald.
No.
Cheney stood back and looked and allowed McLeod to take front position instead of driving at the ball. There's McLeod's kick, back towards half forward again. Young's there, almost a mark, fists it away, goes towards Perry. Oh, he's got all the time in the world. Handballs, Ray Veal coming out to intercept. Oh, bad bounce, goes towards Young. In turn, that handball is towards Perry. Perry tries to push a player aside, goes towards Young. He's got to kick quickly, does so on this occasion. Up towards the wing, Payne's there, goes through his legs. Central's again getting players there. Page is the first player, controls it nicely. Handballs to Edson, in trouble Edson. Goes towards Peter Arnold, trying to do too much. Bad play, should have kicked on that occasion. Back towards Mark McDonald, he's strong as he gets it back. Perryman walks after the ball as we see it go towards half forward. Now it's towards Ray Veal and Neville Sanders. Veal does it well again, handballs towards Colligan. Colligan with the chance as he comes across the centre, he's pushed off the ball. No free kick to the Rover. Goes towards Flower, taps it out towards Veal. Veal back
good
towards
play,
Colligan,
Risdon.
is good football. Colligan towards Jackson. The Tigers stream into attack. Jackson goes bang down toward full forward. Arnold's in front. Oh, good mark, Arnold. It's going to be played.
Yes,
and
no
Paul
worries.
Arnold's only 20 metres out, directly in front. And the Tigers are coming back in the second term.
Central Augusta trying to be too confident on that occasion. Norm never went for the spoil, and this will bring Paul Arnold back into the game. He's been held quite tightly in these last 5 minutes. He's been dominating at centre half forward. This is his second mark and fourth kick.
Here's Arnold, an important one. It kicks on its way, and so are the two flags. They're going up as the Tigers get their fourth on the board. They move along to 4-10. They're now 34 points, and that margin is back to 8 points. The Centrals are 6-6, 42. And in fact, in this game so far, the Tigers have had 14 shots to the Blood and Tars 12.
Yes, they've really come back. You can hear the supporters in the background have come to life as they realise that their side, Risdon, has a chance to come back, and they're taking the game right up to Central Augusta. A couple of bad kicks by Cheney in that first term, and also Peter Bond, and could see the Risdon side in front at the moment. But nevertheless, they're trailing by 8 points after being down by 22 points. Here's the ball back to centre. Malky Bell opposed to Jeff Page. Up they go. Page gets the tap. Down to Todman. Well smothered by Peter Arnold. Todman's in there trying to tap it out. Peter Arnold. Cross to Flower. Flower handballs. Here's Jackson. Here's the Risdon side going again. Jeffrey Burt. Paul Arnold again takes a great mark. He's getting on top now at centre half forward, and this is what Risdon's have been looking for. Paul Arnold, can he make the difference? 2 points. He's already kicked 2 in this term. He's had a purple patch here in the last 5 minutes. There's the kick on its way. Oh, wobbles off the side of the boot. Badly executed kick by Paul, and it's through for one minor score, and that brings Central Risdon's up to within 7 points. Kelvin Blasick to bring the ball back. Risdon's attacking all the time in this term. Kelvin Blasick goes wide, looking out here for the player in McLeod. Nobody could mark for either side. Peter Flower does it again nicely at a left footer. Jeffrey Burt lurking there, takes a strong chest mark, and he'll relieve the pressure for the Central Augusta side for the moment.
Here's Burt from the fullback right position. Tigers have most of the play in this term. Good looking punt kick. Big group starting to set, fisted away towards Exandaris. He overruns it, goes through Colligan's legs. There may have been a blessing as it goes to Jackson. Jackson up towards full forward. Oh, they're caught out. Oh, Norton drops the centre. Bad play, Ian Norton on that occasion. Right foot snap. Oh, he fluffed it completely on that occasion. He took it too easy, and it's out of bounds on the full as we see the kick in to be taken by Brandon Collins.
He's another player that Risdon's want to lift, Norm, and he can bring him into the game. That was shocking mistake.
There's a kick out by the player afterwards. Jackson's a strong mark by Graham Jackson, and the Tigers another chance to go into attack through their centreman in Graham Jackson.
They've lifted all over the ground, the Tigers.
Here's Jackson taking time. Might be just his distance. He'll have the aid of the breeze coming at his back on this occasion. Here's Jackson. Screw drop punt coming back beautifully. The margin is now only 1 point as the Tigers get their 5th on the board. They move along to 5-11, 41. Central's a 6-6, 42. It's 1 point the difference as Graham Jackson gets his 2nd goal on the board.
Yeah, beautiful mark by the little centre man, and also a beautiful kick. About 55 metres right through the centre, and Risdon's 1 point. Only 1 point behind at the moment. As I said before, in this term, they've now added 4 goals, 6 to Central Augusta, who only had 3 points. They've taken the game right away from Central Augusta here at the moment. With the ball's back at the centre with umpire Stein. It's going to be Ron Perry opposed to Malky Bell. There's the bounce. Up they go. Perry misses the tap, comes down. Here's Risdon's going in again, but Mark Donald intercepts. They're starting to make mistakes now, the Central Augusta machine, as Robert Payne tries to bring it. McLeod does it nicely, tries to get the ball back, but he's hurled. Comes back again, whereas Neville Newton bursts out of defence, goes short, looking for the running Todman. Come up, Perryman. He does so. He's met strongly, though. Goes for the soccer instead of putting the body. Then recovers. Handballs back to the supporting Ray Veal. He puts the ball on its way. Central Augusta, Cheney's in the middle. Trevor McLeod from behind takes a strong mark. And it's going to be Trevor McLeod from the half-back flank position. Central Augusta under all the pressure in the world. There's his kick. Comes wide, looking for Naderbaum. Into front, Malky Bell down to Reggie Reed. Malky Bell done it brilliantly. Got the ball to Robert Payne. Hesitates. Back to Jeffries. Jeffries across the Flower. They're going to get out of it. There's the kick to Norton. Norton's got nobody within cooey of him, but the ball beats him out of bounds. No fault of the player on this occasion as the ball bounced out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in deep in the right full forward line for the Risdon Tigers. Joe Clark taking the bounce. Up they go. Clark, front position. Ball's taken out. Peter Bond using it better. Oh, an open goal. Scores all tied up here at the Central Augusta Oval with Risdon's 5-12-42, Central's 6-6-42, and another bad miss by Peter Bond running into an open goal. Norm.
Oh, that looked as sitter as Bond lined it up, and you can see
steady, did everything right.
Central Augusta players, Kelvin Blasick and Jeffrey Bird out there. They're shaking fingers at teammates and saying, let's settle down.
Interchange.
Reed about to go off, and Thomas on. Here's Collins to kick out. Oh, it's a wobbly punt kick. Jackson's in front. He got a push in the back. Cool play on. It's almost a mark. Yes, he's going to be paid on this occasion. I saw the push go on Jackson, and I didn't hear the whistle. And obviously, with all this noise around us, there's a lot of whistles in the grandstand. And it's Graham Jackson to have the chance now. 45 metres out, almost directly in front.
Did you notice the colour of that whistle that lady's using, Norm? Green and white.
Here's Jackson. Can he make it number 3? I bet he'd love to. So will the Tiger supporters. It's going to be Homer. And the Tigers have hit the front in the second term of the grand final. They move along to 6-12 there, 48 points. They now hold a 6-point lead over Centrals, who are 6-6-42.
What a great comeback, Norm. 28 points down at the end of the first term, and now they're 6 points in front. It just shows the endeavour that this young Risdon side is putting in this grand final. And that's 3 to Graham Jackson. He's dominating the centre now. Todman has been out of the game this quarter, and Graham Jackson has completely taken control of the centre position. They moved the ball down in the forward line, and it's been the players in Paul Arnold and Jackson that's given them the full results.
In fact, they've had 6 extra scoring shots, Bill, and that's their lead at the moment.
Yes, for sure, Norm. A couple of bad misses, but still, that's bad football. They're at least 6 points in front after being 28 down. Here's the bounce. Up to Perry now. Can Centrals answer this challenge that Risdon have sent out? There's the player, Newton. Handballs. They're making mistakes now, but it comes across to Todman. He's through the half-forward line. There's the ball on its way. Down to 2 out here. Page in front. Takes a strong chest mark. The umpire says, yes, son. You can have it. I'll write it down. Number 7, Jeffrey Page, a left footer coming in from the right side. He would be no more than 6 metres out on a very slight angle. Well, now we're in the position where we say Centrals badly need this goal, Norm.
Yes.
You know, before you would have said it was quite comfortable. Now it's Centrals badly need this goal from Jeff Page.
Straight through the middle.
That's it. She's all tied up again. Central Augusta now move on to 8-6. They're 48 to Risdon, 6-12, 48. And that's the first goal in this second term. And it's taken them approximately 25 minutes to get it. Just shows you the way that Risdon's have come back, Norm.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far. Central looked like racing away with the game after quarter time, but full credit to the Tigers. They fought themselves back into position, having a 6-point lead, and now we see the scores are level. As many a person in the SGL wouldn't have assumed that Risdon were in with as good a chance in this game, but they've certainly done themselves credit so far in this first half.
Yes, she looked like she was all over, but Risdon's have fought back tremendously.
Umpire Steiner, he's kept strict control over these players. You can see the benefit then of Todman. Whenever Todman's allowed to run loose from that centre, he always sets up the danger. And there's the bounce down again. Goes towards Page. Jackson's there. He's done well. Oh, he's found Cheney. Oh, you should have marked it, Cheney. Flower doesn't drive at the ball. McLeod goes over the top. Free click, McLeod. You've got to be prepared to dive and put your body over it. And neither of the Tigers players were prepared to do it on that occasion. Out wide they go. Todman running loose. Norton hasn't got the pace to keep with him, but it's forced across the line and out of bounds. And a throw in front of that scoreboard, which shows that the scores are all tied up.
Yes, a great grand final here, Norm.
Here's the throw in again. Both players using their body. Exandaris runs through, one-handed, can't pick it up. Thomas does it well, though. Gets a kick away, won't go 10 metres. They've got a fist on this occasion. That's a big fist from Mark McDonald. Goes out towards half forward. Todman's loose out there. Rayville puts his body in front of that player, forces it across the line and the throw-in. We must be on siren time in the first half as we see the throw-in about to take place on Central Augusta's half-forward right position.
He's defended well, Rayville, Norm. He's come out and met the ball on all occasions. The boundary throw-in. Page and also the player in Malky Bell comes down to Jackson. He gets the support from Des Jeffries. He takes the ball back into the half-forward line. Holding the ball, no, holding it onto him, calls the umpire. And it's going to be a bounce in the true centre half-forward position for the Central Augusta side. And it wasn't Des Jeffries, it was Peter Flowers, the player that went to the good turf. There's the bounce. Malky Bell has an airy down where it's Big Perry. Tries to take it, comes up off the ground with it, gets a little left footer down, finds Kim Naderbaum. Naderbaum's about 45-50 metres out directly in front, has a chance to put Central Augusta back in front and also bring up his own personal 4th goal. Kim Naderbaum, the 1979 Madigan medalist. Oh, it's a shocking kick down. Kenny Mitchell hasn't had a touch, comes down there, it's Kim Jameson. Oh, I tell you what, Risdon's have been lucky on 2 occasions. It's going to be a bounce up right on the kick-off line in the Central Augusta scoring zone. Here's the bounce. Big Page and also Young. Page uses his body, brings it down to where it's Tony O'Grady. Can he hook the ball back? He does so, but it goes across, out of bounds on the full, and it'll be a kick in. No, it's 1 point, and that takes Central Augusta back in front. And Central Augusta now moving on to a 1-point lead. There's 7-8, 7-7, 49. Risdon 6-12, 48 as the player in Darky Young to bring the ball back into play.
Gee, there's been a long quarter so far.
Oh, tremendous, Norm. There's the kick. It's a beautiful spiral kick coming down in between centre and half back. Nobody could mark for either side. Cheney taps it on intelligently to Jackson. Oh, he's met by John Hogg strongly. Exandaris goes down and the free kick will go the way of Chris Exandaris. And it's going to be Exandaris at between centre half forward and centre. It was a good bump on that occasion. The little fellow just was looking at the ball on the early occasion and young Graham went down. But knowing his capabilities, he'll get up and come back into the fray. Chris Exandaris limping badly, goes short, looks for Ian Norton. Heat marks on the half-forward line, and it's going to be Ian Norton to put Risdon Tigers further into attack. You heard Norm say in the background, it's been a very long quarter. These players, there's the kick, it's a beautiful spiral coming back. Clark's there, there's the spoil on, comes out to Cameron Colligan. He hooks back with the left boot. Jeff Bird on the goal line, oh, great chest mark on the last line of defence. Never shirked the issue at all, stood his ground and took the chest mark. Jeff Bird, right on the goal line, kicks the ball wide, coming out looking for the player in Mark McDonald. The siren sounds then this half-time in the 1979 Spencer Golf League Grand Final. Central 7-7, 49, Risdon 6-12, 48.
Good half. The second half about to get underway in the magnificent SGL Grand Final. Only 1 point separates the two sides after the first half of gruelling tough football. Risdon trailing 6-12, 48 to the Blood and Tars 7-7, 49, and we're set for a magnificent last half in this for this 1979 flag. The Tigers started the underdogs and have done themselves proud after the first 60 minutes of football in this game. This quarter will be Centrals kicking to the right of the screen, and Risdon in the white shorts kicking to the left. Umpire Steiner just waiting for the field to clear and everything to settle down in readiness for the first bounce. Here's the siren. Colin Steiner in charge, kept strict control so far. This will be the vital term in this grand final. The tap won by Arnold is having run the ball. Mark McDonald with strength. Gets it down to half forward. Veal's in front. Fisted away by Mitchell. Bad bounce for Veal, but he taps it up towards half back. Bird had run up with the ball. Now he gets round onto his right boot as he goes across the ground. Jameson and also Manning. Well done by Jameson. Oh, he would have paid that. Oh, up. He's done enough to control that one. Up towards half forward. Rodney Young's in front. He took it at the second attempt, and Rodney Young stems the first attacking move by the Blood and Tars. Goes out short and finds Ray Veal, and Veal will now go down the ground once more. Here's Ray Veal. Short towards the player out there in Larry King having his first kick in this grand final. Chris Exendaris never resumed after getting a leg injury late in the first half. And here's Larry King's first kick. Good looking punt kick up towards half back. Arnold's up high. Off hands it goes. Colligan there. Handball's out wide towards the player in Graham Jackson. Jackson in turn towards Paul Arnold. Good use of handball. The Tigers bursting down after 2 bounces, 3 bounces. Arnold with a handball. Goes on to brother Peter. He hands it back towards Peter Flower. The handball will go back towards Paul Arnold. Will they overdo it? On towards Cheney. He's got to be quick. Oh, high tackle by Johnny Hogg. And he'll get the free kick. Oh, Hogg stopped that attacking move right in its step as Cheney was set up for the high tackle, and now Cheney in towards full forward, sets it up high. Clark's there in front, fisted down. Oh, free kick going Joey Clark's way. Kelvin Blassick a long way from being happy, goes across the ground.
Oh, bad, Joe, bad.
Oh, he set up Colligan badly. Sanders there, bad bounce, favours the Tigers. Sanders overdoing it. Back towards Bond. Bond's got a kick in towards full forward, but there's no one home for the Tigers. Johnny Hogg paddling along in front of him, keeps inside the boundary line, and now he bounces a second time, now a third. He'll go long as he kicks back towards the scoreboard wing, the grandstand wing. Todman's there. Todman gets away from Norton. He thought about going call play on as he gets the kick away up towards half forward. Jeffrey Taylor's there in opposition to Laurie Thomas and takes that mark.
That was play on. It was holding the ball, no?
Yes, exactly. There's the kick. Goes out wide. Colligan's got to use his height. Oh, Todman, not enough pressure by the opposing Risdon players as there was left to the much shorter Cameron Colligan. Here's Todman's kick, back towards half forward. Naderborn, Perryman in front, should have been almost a free. Pushed off the ball, goes towards Jamison. Out comes Laurie Thomas. Well done, Thomas, too slow. Holding the ball, it should have been again. Paul Arnold breaks around, the tackle was too high. On to Payne, they're using pace, the Tigers. Goes wide, looking for Flower, he's got to run towards him. Oh, met by McLeod, pushed across the boundary line. Thrown to take place now on the centre wing here at Central Oval, Port Augusta.
Yeah, great stuff by the Risdon Tigers. They're not letting Centrals steady down and get into their run. Joe Clark opposed to Perry. Clark using his body, gets the tap back, only as far as Newton. His leg pushed in the back.
Oh,
play
Clark
on
and Perry having words.
Yeah, but they're only words, Norm, so the ball's back at this, going to be a rebounce, and it's going to be Clark and Perry to contest this ruck work. I don't know what's going on. There's a word. Perry's having a few words spoken to by umpire Steiner. Umpire Steiner's going to recommence play. Mr. Perry must have said a few words. But at any rate, the game's going to recommence. Nothing hurt in that game. Up they go. Clark showing his pace. Perry gets the tap down to Mark McDonald. He kicks to half forward. Paul Arnold's lurking there. He eludes the tackle nicely coming into the game. Well smothered by Trevor McLeod. There's the elbow by Jeffries. Takes the player out.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Jeffries.
We can see there are players going on, words haven't played, and we can see Clark and also many others, and the runners being told to get off the ground.
The umpire's chatting Clark.
Yep, and Clark's being chatted by the umpire, but oh, tensions erupted in that early part of this third term, and we'll see umpire Steiner quickly coming in to settle down play, and the free kick now going the way of Perry, and I think the way in actual fact was going to go to Des Jeffries.
But Norm, this could upset the Risdon play, you know, because they are having the run on. Let's see if they can get back over that blue.
There's a kick by Arnold, up towards
mark by
Perry, a good mark by Ray Veal. Oh, it's pressure on now by these players. as we see the third quarter erupting in this grand final. Back towards the half-forward line for Centrals. We see it tap back towards Peter Arnold. He'll go short towards Jackson. Oh, there's two Risdon players. Colligan's there as well. He fumbles. On towards Jackson. Pulls it in one-handed. On towards Flower. He's going to be met, but he grabs the mark in time as he has Kelvin Blasick coming towards him.
Paul Arnold if he wants him.
And he goes out wide in the direction. That was badly directed by Flower. Bell's in pursuit. Oh, Blasick, Brandon Collins couldn't pick it up. Goes towards Blasick. Too slow. Left foot kick goes away. Edson's there. Jeasley chips in front of Payne. Back to the ground towards Todman. Todman can't get to the ball. Norton's there. Pushed off the ball, Todman. Rayville comes out to meet it beautifully. Goes across the ground where Jeffries is playing at half forward in place of Exandaris. And we see Kings there as well. Jeffries always met by an opposing player. Goes towards Veal again. Tap towards Arnold. Arnold towards Jeffries is good play. Bursts his way through. Bond's the player. Oh, it's erupting this game now. This is what you call a grand final as Peter Bond takes that mark in the left full forward position for the Tigers. Too far out. Oh, shocking kick.
Kick.
Peter Bond, bad waste of the ball.
That's three, Norm.
Yeah. He's allowed for the wind on that occasion. I think it went direct off his boot, and the free kick to be taken in by Trevor McLeod.
Barring bad kicking, Risdon should be 3 goals in front at the moment. They've got Centrals really busting. Here's the ball being brought out by Kelvin Blasick. Coming out looking for the player in Hogg. Peter Flower couldn't take an easy one. Comes down where it's Neville Newton. Paul Arnold does it well. He's tagged, pull off the bill. He's going to receive, and a 15-metre. Central Augusta's overdoing the heavy stuff, and Risdon's are coming out on top. Risdon's starting to take control in this term. Could be a panic button by the Central Augusta players as Paul Arnold really lifted for the Tigers. Up, Malky Bell, Mr. Sitter, push in the back, and this is the mistakes creeping into the Central Augusta side. Malky Bell to have the free kick. He's only 20 metres out with the cameras directly behind him. Grandstand flank. This is a scoring sign for the Risdon side. Here's the number 46, steadying over the bell. Malky Ball is hailing over the bell. He's done a great job. There's his kick. Oh, he tried to guide it. There's the scores all tied up. Central Augusta a 7-7-49, Risdon's a 6-13-49, and Risdon's have missed some sitters in front of goals. There's Colin Edson to bring the ball back into play. Here's his kick. It's a nice spiral one, plenty of distance, looking for Todman. Norton from behind, couldn't take the mark. Oh, here's Risdon's in again through Paul Arnold, down the full forward line. Johnny Hogg takes a strong chest mark on this occasion. He's got the running supporters, the legs to go around himself. Comes out wide, looking for the player in Newton. He couldn't take the mark, controls it well. Breaks a handle, holding the ball. Good tackle.
That was a good decision by Graham Jackson.
Yeah, good decision by Graham Jackson. Playing well. He's on top of Todman at the centre of the moment. He goes short. Oh, well played there by the player in Neil Sanders. Punches the ball out of bounds directly in the interchange zone, and it's going to be a boundary throw in exactly right in front of the GTS4 cameras. Game all tied up here in the Central Augusta Oval, and it's going to be the big player Paul Arnold who's lifted for the Risdon side opposed to Ron Perry.
It's a throw in. This crowd's erupting and so's the game. Scores are tied up. Central's having the breeze. Arnold pushed off the ball. He's now pushed off again. Well done by Reid on towards Naderbaum. Naderbaum thought about the hand pass. He'll drive along. Oh, Jamieson meets him.
Rayville.
Lucky. Rayville in front. Good mark by Rayville.
Good play.
Handball towards Larry King is constructive. Bill comes around now to cross the ground. Kicks long. He's pushed after. He kicks the ball. It's a big group setting. Good play. Mark McDonald in front.
He gets a free
kick. He was grabbed by Peter Flower from behind. And Johnny Hogg to take the kick. He's got to go back behind the mark. And Mark McDonald now being sent back behind the mark.
Yeah.
He's arguing with umpire style, and I certainly wouldn't be in a grand final.
I think they're all arguing too much. Here's a bit of a blue on at the back here.
We see players behind us also having words as well, as we see players and umpires behind us. And if they've got to get police here shortly, otherwise everyone's going to be in trouble here at Central Oval, Port Augusta. And this crowd's going berserk at this stage of the game. As we see, where are the police? The crowd control has been absolutely incredible so far in this band so far. And we've seen it in past finals. It's happened before and it's happened again. And I don't see why we can't get more constabulary at these games in grand finals, especially in the situation as it is. And there we see it still going on and still no one arriving on the scene. And it's bad for women and spectators and for people who want to go to grand finals. Anyway, the ball going on the ground on the centre. We see the play going on. Back towards Perryman. Pushed off the ball. Burt's there. Beautifully handball towards Manning. Too slow. Back towards Nato and gets through that pack beautifully. He can snap it. Oh, it's holding the ball now. He tried to do a little bit too much by Kim Naderbaum. As we see things finally settle down in the grandstand. and the free kick to be taken by Paul Arnold. I thought we're going to cop one for a while. It's right
was
behind
a draw,
us.
Norm.
I could have got one in the back.
Yeah, I was looking after your back, but she was very dangerous.
There's Paul Arnold. Did a great job of the description under extreme pressure. Short pass towards Graham Jackson is good, and Jackson now from the half-back left position kicks up towards the wing. We see Cheney there pushed underneath the ball. Free kick will go his way. The two Central Augusta players worried more about the ball, and now we see Cheney kicks long back towards half forward. Flower and Jeffries coming. Drop what he should have taken. Falls over. Risdon players stop chasing again. Oh, Clark comes through. He's Johnny Hogg. Yeah. Silly free kick, Joey, on that occasion. He could have pulled off the body, but he didn't, and the free kick goes down the ground towards Glenn Todman, who's almost at centre half forward.
Have a spell, mate. No, it's a great game here now, and the atmosphere is tremendous, I can tell you. Todman's kick right down to put the Central Augusta side back in front by the 1 point. They now move on to 7-8. They're 50 points. Risdon 6-13, 49. Action in the grandstand, on the ground, and everywhere around us.
You don't know where to look.
Things settling down now. I'm glad they're not can throwers. At any rate, the kick's going to be brought out by the player in Rodney Young. He's going to go to the high school flank. It's a nice looking kick, plenty of distance. Up they go. Nobody could mark for either side. Here's a recovery by Reggie Reed. He trying to pick up, forces the ball further. Todman comes in. Peter Arnold goes down. Body's being thrown in at will. Comes across where it's Jeff Burt. Burt steadies, puts the ball on his way through for another behind. Plenty of pressure by the Risdon defender in Perryman on that occasion. Didn't give Burt a chance to steady, and he put it through for the minor score. 2 points of difference here in this 1979 Spencer Golf League Grand Final.
Gee, it's tough calling. We're under extreme pressure.
If we can get through this game, I want a few people to apologise to us. Here's the ball back. It's going to be Rodney Young to bring the ball back into play. And he gets a short lead from Robert Payne, but ignores this, and rightly does so. Goes to the half-back flank, looking for Joseph Clark. The spoil's on from Perry. He gets the ball down to Burt. Burt gets a running support from Mark McDonald.
Well played.
Well smothered there by the player in Payne. Handball's wide. Defensive tactics by the Risdon players, and rightly so, and it goes out of bounds just inside the left half forward line. Your turn to look at the back, Norm. To keep the back going, I'll keep the front.
You like in the old West, you've got to keep your back covered.
Joe Clark and Ron Perry. Up they go. No decisive tap. Laurie Thomas in there, does it nicely. Tries to centre the ball looking for Todman. Todman and Peter Arnold. The ball's down into the open. Who can pick it up? It's picked up nicely by Payne. He gets a little area down to Peter Flower. He's got the legs of Jameson. He comes onto his left foot. No one to kick to. Goes straight down to the centre of the ground. Des Jeffries leads out to the race the ball. It's picked up by Laurie Thomas. Jeffrey does it nicely to get it to Cheney. Cheney goes wide. Here's Shoot Norton. Half forward flank. Wide open spaces. Plenty of room to work in. 2 bounces. He's got a third if he wants to. Went without the ball. Will it set for him? Trevor McLeod applied the pressure. Comes back to Norton. He's legged. And I think he was legged by the player in Colin Edson, who's been very quiet in this game today. Shoot Norton, who overdone the stuff, was willing to go back and mend his ways, has got a chance from about 35, 40 metres out, coming in the right angle for the left footer, and has a chance to put the score on the board for the Risdon Tigers. Can they hit the front in this third term? Here's his kick. It's a wobbly one, pulled it right across the face of goals. That far, in fact, the goal umpire had to move to the point post before he gave a decision. The decision, 1 point, and that is exactly the score between the two sides, 1 point. Risdon 6-13, 6-14, they're 50 points. Trailing Central 7-9, 51. Kick out comes to Peter Flower. He can't control it. Brandon Collins, who's gone out of the game in this second half. Peter Bond puts the ball onto the left boot. Paul Arnold and also Kelvin Blasick. Des Jeffries nearly takes a courageous mark. Blasick's in, can't control the ball. Norton meets him. Colin Edson comes out nicely from defence. Has one bounce, comes out of the half-back line. Kick to the centre, looking for the player in Todman. There's the player in Todman, picks the ball up. Bursts the ball down to half forward. Perry's there. Perry takes the strong mark. Young done the right thing, tried to come across and spoil, but Perry was too strong physically. Faked the handball. Put the ball on its way, down through the goal square, and there's the goal for Central Augusta, and that'll stem the tide for a little bit. That's off the boot of Ron Perry. Came out of defence from Colin Edson, got the ball across to Todman. Todman, the playmaker, found Perry. Perry attempted to play on, then did so, but put the ball right through the centre. Central Augusta scrubbing to get that goal. They've now moved on to a 7-point margin. Central's 8-9, they're 57 points. Risdon 6-14, 50 points, and she's right on here at the Central Augusta Oval.
Yeah, huge crowd in attendance and action aplenty as we're in the third term of the 1979 Grand Final.
It's great to see the strong arm of the law sitting up there.
Yeah, say that again. Here's the bounce down.
Well, it proves we must be like somewhere, Norm, because they had the opportunity to get square on that occasion.
They didn't come down to meet us.
Glad so.
Colin Steiner. He's kept strict control. There's the bounce down. Clark, Perry. Clark used his body, goes towards Jackson. Laurie Thomas, he's working hard. He goes to ground Thomas, but they weren't getting players back again, the Tigers. Peter Flowers there, he's trying to fiddle around with the ball. Oh, well done, Thomas again. Goes towards Newton, fiddling around. Topman's loose. On towards O'Grady. O'Grady on the left foot towards Naderbaum. Oh, Naderbaum drops what he should have taken. Call play on. He's getting around now onto his right boot. Handball back to O'Grady again. He kept running up towards full forward. That is offline, that kick, and it's one flag only. And the margin is now 8 points as Centrals move along to 8-10. They're 58 points, and the Tigers are 6-14-50, and we're about 15 minutes into this third term. Young goes short, looking for Peter Arnold, and finds that player deep in the back pocket.
Every tap on the back, you're looking around.
Oh, you got to. There's a kick by Peter Arnold. Goes out wide. Off hands it goes. Back towards Page. Left-handed hand pass towards Payne. Payne in turn towards Clark. Clark to Jackson. The Tigers into attack again. Oh, it's almost to Mark Cheney. It's going to be Payne as McLeod went at that player instead of at the ball. And Steve Cheney from centre half forward with a chance to drive the Tigers deeper into attack.
Well, any sort of judge, he'll go for the big arms of Paul Arnold and full forward, Norm.
Here's Cheney. He's going to kick long. Good-looking punt kick. Bell, Arnold, off hands it goes. Central will get players back again through Edson. Handball towards Brandon Collins. Collins getting around to his right boot as he goes long back towards the centre of the ground. But there's old Todman there as he chips across beautifully. Payne never went to meet the ball. He goes in short towards Naderbaum. Perryman's 20 metres behind. Jamison tries to push Naderbaum off the ball. Nose over the ball. Well done by Naderbaum. On towards Reid. Reid goes shorter. Daisy cutter towards Laurie Thomas. Too far. Bradley McDonald chips in toward full forward, and it's offline for one flag.
You only had the handball over, Norm.
Yep, and one flag is the score as the Blood and Tars move along to 8-11-59, and the Tigers are 6-14-50.
Gee, there's some pressure on out there by both sides, and Risdon's are really taking the game up to the 1979 Premiership hopes of Central Augusta. It's going to be Rodney Young, who's defended stoutly. He's had the compliment of Kenny Mitchell being taken off the ground kickless into this third term. Here's the kick out by Rodney Young. Brings the ball down. Reggie Reed's there. Couldn't mark. Comes off hand to Tony O'Grady. O'Grady's got the legs of Jeff Bird. Bounces awkwardly for him. He's taken out. O'Grady comes in. Picks the ball up. Down to the goal square. It's across the face of goals. It's the Central side turned. It's the Central's turn to miss the big post now. And they've now scored another major. They've now moved on to a 10-point margin. They're 8-12. They're 60 points. Leading Risdon 6-14, 50 points as Rodney Young recommences the play with the ball. He'll go towards the high school flank again, looking for Joey Clark.
Here's Young. Good-looking punt kick. Playing defensively from that defensive move. Good mark on Jeff Page on that occasion. Stood his ground as Clark turned in towards the play. And Page now goes long, back towards half forward. Neville chips in beautifully. Off hands it goes. The Bloods have got better recovery. Pat Manning been a quiet player. Chips in towards full forward. Rodney Young gets an awkward bounce. Oh, it's coming back towards Perry. Perry in turn gets it there. Laurie Thomas, he's working hard. Left foot, goal. It's touched. No, it's touched off the hand by Rodney Young. The Central supporters are elated, but it was touched by Rodney Young, as now the Central side leads 6-14, the Tigers, who are 50 points. Central Augusta 8-12-61.
Risdon player in Perryman in trouble, Norm.
That's now 11 points the difference.
Looking towards the bench.
Here's Young to kick out again. Perryman's on the ground. Jeffrey's going down to pick up the loose Central Augusta player. Good-looking kick, Young. Oh, Burt reads it beautifully on that occasion as Page held Clark out of the play. And now Jeffrey Burt to put the Bloods deeper back into attack. Screw punt. Good-looking kick. Perry's there. Really good mark. Bradley McDonald off hands it goes. He's trying to keep it in play. But a throw-in will take place right alongside the point post in Central Augusta's full forward position.
Here's the boundary throw in. Joe Clark opposed to the player in Ron Perry. Had a keen tussle all day. Clark gets a tap, comes down to Naderbaum. He can't control it. Bodies are thrown over the ball. Umpire Steinert has got strict control. He'll come in and have a bounce up about 15 metres out from the Blood and Tars goal square. Here's the bounce. Clark, Perry. Clark checks side. Up they go, both using their body. Clark gets a tap, looking for Jackson. Pulled out of the air by Mark McDonald. Oh, he handballs to his brother. Bradley couldn't control it. Rayville defends beautifully for Risdon side. Pushes the ball through for another minor score. And if he'd have tried to tap it back, it would have gone straight to the player in as Big Perry, and Rayville done it nicely. As Rodney Young to recommence play again, he'll go towards the high school flank as he has on numerous occasions. There's a short one. Oh, could be in danger. Jeffries goes without it. Mark McDonald gets a left footer. Big Perry dives, couldn't control the ball. Young tries to thump it. Laurie Thomas is in there. Also the player in Naderbaum puts it through. That's Naderbaum's 4th goal. Central Augusta have gone 6 points clearer again. They're 9 goal 14. They're 68 points as Kim Naderbaum kicks his 3rd. And Risdon 6-14 is 4th. I'm sorry, Norm's got 4 fingers. I could only see 3. I must have concussion from that last exhibition. But Naderbaum has been very quiet, and that's his 1st goal since the first term. And the Blood and Tars now have moved to an 18-point margin. They're moving away slowly from Risdon's again. And remembering Risdon will be coming home with this breeze. The game's not all over yet, and there's a lot of sore and sorry players out there, Norm, but what a great Spencer Golf League Grand Final.
Yeah, we see Larry King now going on to the player in Kim Naderbaum, and he's the 3rd player. That's the 3rd player that's been tried for Risdon on Naderbaum. The tap one by Page towards Burt. Breaks his way away from that pack. Reed, rather. Up towards the Laurie Thomas. He's working hard. Good mark, Laurie Thomas. He's done well when he's come onto the ground. And Thomas will now drive Centrals deeper into attack. Danger time for the Tigers as Thomas kicks across the ground in the Bradley McDonald direction. Nearly a one-hander. Offhands it goes. Rayville's worked extremely hard. He'll go down the ground looking for Jackson. Well directed towards that player. And Graham Jackson will steady up play. Across the ground he goes. Oh, that's dangerous in the Bond and Flower direction. Oh, Flower drops that mark. Oh, Peter,
lucky.
He should never have dropped it in the first place. Got to push in the back, and he'll now have the chance to go back and drive the Tigers into attack. Flower.
Wasn't much talking between Flower and Peter Bond then.
Here's Flower's kick. Wobbly punt kick. Peter Arnold's loosely checked by Edson on that occasion. He's got away a number of times, Peter Arnold, across half forward. And now he'll drive along up towards in the direction of his brother, Paul. Player stand their ground. Off hands goes. Paul Arnold does it well. Handball towards Jeffrey. Jeffries towards Clark. Clark, can he kick it? He has. Oh, the Tigers are back in it again as Joey Clark kicks that goal. And the Tigers move along to 7-14. They're 56. The margin back to 12 points as Central Augusta are 9-14. 68. If that was an answer, that was the one the Tigers certainly wanted.
Good play by Paul Arnold, Norm. Handballed across the Des Jeffries. His intelligence got the ball moving directly to Joe Clark. And Joseph Clark ran into an open goal, put the ball onto the boot. And there was the answering goal. 12 points the difference into this 3rd term in the Spencer Golf League Grand Final. And the Central Augusta 9-14, Risdon 7-14. And anything can happen here. Umpire Steiner to recommence the play. Malky Bell back on the ball opposed to Jeff Page. The ruck work by both sides has been tremendous here today. Up they go, Malky Bell. Page gets the tap. Reed taps it on further, only as far as Norton. He has an airy. Comes down to Tony O'Grady. Handball straight onto Todman. Play on, curls down. Look at this paddock Todman's got. Blazes away into the goal square. Up they go. Bradley McDonald. Whoa, heavens to Betsy. I can imagine the few words Bradley was saying there as he pulled his hands away from that ball. And it's going to be a kick in by Rodney Young. And that was nearly a quick answering goal, as Todman was let loose, and once he gets inside that half-forward line, he's the architect of the Central Augusta offence.
Nearly a costly handling mistake by Ian Norton.
That's right. Here's the kick from Rodney Young out. Good mark taken by Perryman.
No.
Oh, heavens, I thought Perryman in front, but he's given it to Page. Page takes the mark, goes down looking for the player of Bradley McDonald. He marks. He's in the left full forward pocket, about 25 metres out on a slight angle, and has a chance to bring up a score to the Central Augusta side.
You know, it's very noticeable, Bill, that whenever Peter Arnold's on the ball, Todman's always getting loose.
Yes, and once he gets loose, he's the architect, isn't he? Oh, what a great shot. Oh, great shot by the player in Bradley McDonald, and that brings up the answering goal to the Central Augusta side. Now can Risdon's recommence and get another goal before three-quarter time. But that was a great goal by Bradley McDonald. Well played by Todman again. The ball got through loose to centre. He got the ball across. They found Bradley McDonald. He took the mark in the full forward left pocket position and put the major right on the board. Central Augusta now move on to 10 goal 15. And Solly's Risdon 7 goal 14. A matter of margin here now of 19 points with umpire Steiner to recommence the game.
Here's the bounce. Bell in opposition to Page. Page will win. No, it's Bell who wins the tap. Goes to Jackson.
Have a free, Gretchen.
Free kick, Graham Jackson opposed to Jeffrey Burt. He put his body over the ball and got the forthcoming free kick. And in fact, Todman threw it back to the wrong player. Jackson in turn scouts the ball out wide. There's no real purpose and not enough directness in that kick by Jackson. Goes towards Johnny Hogg. He'll try to do something with it. Met by Flower, pushed across the boundary line, and a throw-in to take place on the centre wing here at Central Oval, Port Augusta.
Very indirect kicking, Norman. They could go down the centre, exactly. Paul Arnold and Cheney. You know, I can't understand that play.
Huge crowd here at the Central Oval, Port Augusta, enjoying a tight grand final. There's the throw-in. Page, Bell, goes behind the pack. Burt taps it down towards Reed. Norton's there, back towards the running Newton. Newton's getting support, but he goes long, out in the Pat Manning direction. He's well in front.
Good effort, good effort.
Well done by Patrick Manning. Well in front of Kim Jameson. And Manning now looking for someone in the goal square. Thomas is scouting towards the pocket, but Manning going back for a deliberate shot at goals. Kick by Manning across the face of goals. Players set themselves. Bradley McDonald's up high, fisted away by Veal. Out of bounds, a throw in now in the left full forward position.
Norm, it's a tremendous tribute to the Risdon defence when you have a look. Patrick Manning and also Kenny Mitchell, captain and vice-captain, not a major alongside their name.
Yep.
They've been taken right out of the game by the Risdon defenders.
Here's the throw in again. Bell's now on the ball for the Tigers. Perry using his strength, ground it goes. Big group converging. Todman gets a left foot away, but that's out of bounds on the full. And the kick in this time to be taken by the Risdon back pocket player in Rodney Young. Here's Young. But the Tigers would love to hear that siren to end the third quarter. Good looking kick by Young. Plenty of distance. Bell getting back, but it's Page underneath the flight of the ball. Reads it well. And Jeffrey Page now to push Centrals back into attack once more. It's the Tigers' defence under pressure. Page goes short. Who's loose? Reed is loose. Where was those Rovers for the Tigers? They weren't anywhere near. Colligan, in fact, was standing no one back about 20 yards from the goal mouth as Reggie Reed got away loose. 40 metres out. The angle is slight. Paul Arnold being called back onto the ball. Kick by Reed, a good-looking screw
punt. It's a goal.
Punt. Centrals would love that one. And the Bloods move along to 11-15. They're 81 points, and it's Risdon who are 9-14, 7-14, 56. Reggie Reed's second goal, and more vital one you couldn't have found in this exciting third quarter.
They're pressure ones, Norman. That's the second long one he's kicked. If you remember, in the first term, he kicked one from about 60 metres out. And the sun's starting to come out in this last quarter. Should be a tremendous game. The breeze has started to die down a little bit here as the sun is coming out brighter and brighter, and it's going to be the fit legs and the fit running on players. But Central Augusta have moved on to a pretty handy lead here at the moment. Here's the ball back at centre with umpire Steinert. Jeff Page opposed to Malky Bell. Up they go. Page, Bell, it's a negative tap, comes down to Jackson. He gets a left footer down to half forward. Hogg and Jeffries. Hogg does it nicely. Bursts his body through. More wills want the ball by John Hogg. Goes down to the centre half forward. Leading is Pat Manning. Takes the mark, if not the free. Oh, play on court number. Laurie Thomas, who's done a great job for Centrals today. He gets a little wobbly one. It'll go down into the right full foot in the back, and it's going to come back to Laurie Thomas. And he has, in my opinion, Norm, when he's been on the ground, he's been the best rover on the ground for his endeavour, the way he's got the ball and fought on when he's made a mistake. And it's going to be Laurie Thomas from just inside the right half forward line to put the Central Augusta side right down into the goal square again.
He's been very desperate, Bill, in his approach
for sure.
Laurie Thomas.
He's followed. He's done a roving job, Norm.
Yep. It's been a great performance by Laurie.
Here's his kick. Camera's directly behind him. Steadies, puts the ball on its way. The goal umpire moves slightly. It's in the square. Nobody could mark. Off hands to Larry King. He taps it on further, looking for Rayville. He does it nicely. Gets it out clear. Malky Bell stops the run. Graham Jackson flicks it across to Robert Payne. Payne goes without it. Bradley McDonald comes in. Also the player in O'Grady. O'Grady handballs. Todman wasn't watching the ball. Bradley McDonald comes through. In there comes the ball. Malky Bell. He's pulled back. Comes down to shoot Norton. He taps it on intelligently to Graham Jackson. Jackson goes to the half-forward line. Looking out here for Peter Arnold. He's got a paddock. Bounces once inside the half-forward. Handball's back to Cheney. He's going to be too slow. He gets the handball back to Peter Arnold again. McLeod chasing. Peter Arnold brings it back to the square. Clark's there. Taps it on further. Peter Bond. Who's going to get to it first?
Bond.
No.
Still there. Jeffries. Oh, Jeffries has done it.
Oh. Good goal. Good goal. Good goal.
They all went past the ball. There was the two Central defenders in Hogg and Sanders went with Bond. And
Bond
Jeffries
had an area.
Yep.
Jeffries backed up well.
Jeffrey ran up to the play and kicked it through off the ground. Experience from that player. Oh, this is a great grand
And the elation of Des Jeffries as he got that Norm. He put the hands up Muhammad Ali style, and that was a great goal in a grand final. And that's what you call following the ball up. Even if you're nowhere near the play, your chances could come.
That's right, and that was the penalty. That was the beauty then of a player being prepared to run up with the play.
Yeah. As I said, no, we're in possession of the ball,
Yep. 8-14 the Tigers. Central 11-15. There's the bounce down again. One by Page. He's rucking well now. Bell taps over the top. Oh, bad bounce to goes away of Burt.
Oh,
Burt kicks it down. Todman getting away again. Oh, he's dangerous running inside centre. Oh, that's a good-looking kick. Is it going to land? No, it's offline.
It's landing, Norm.
One flan.
You said, is it going to land? I said, yeah, but
eventually.
it's wrong way.
Oh, blimey. 11-16 the Bloods there. 82 points. And Risdon are 8-14, 61. It's 81 points to 61. It's 20 points the difference. It must be almost siren time.
See, they've been
in
long
this
quarters
third term, have they ever? There's the kick by Young, out wide. Oh, Arnold's there, gets up high, couldn't pull in the ball. We see it running towards the barrel. Malcolm Bell never really ran after it hard enough. Look at Laurie Thomas, he's prepared to run and to fight it out. Left foot kick, goes across the ground. We see O'Grady there, good mark, Tony O'Grady. And he'll now put the ball across the ground in the direction of Mark McDonald. And he'll be a danger from this position as he's only about 60 metres out. Only.
But he is a prodigious kicker of the ball, Norm.
Here's Mark McDonald. Tough, relentless, reliable player. Gives little away and a very effective player. Good-looking punt kick. Oh, it's carrying, dropping short. Off hands it goes. It forced through for one flag only. And now we see that Central Augusta are 11-17. They're 83. And Risdon are 8-11, 61. And that margin is now 22 points.
Short one by Young. Finds Paul. Oh, Paul Arnold dropped a sitter. I thought he could have been paid, but he's going to receive the free kick. And it's going to be Paul Arnold. He goes short, coming out looking for the player in Robert Payne. Payne takes a strong mark under hot opposition from Bradley McDonald, and he's in between half-back and the back pocket position for the Risdon Tigers, going along the scoreboard flank. Here's his kick. It's not a very good-looking one, but it'll fall into... No, it went past the player in Cameron Colligan. Page back to Laurie Thomas. Laurie Thomas onto the left foot, looking for the player in Naderbaum. 2 or 3 players with him. Naderbaum brings it down to the turf. No support on this occasion, but there is for Risdon's in Peter Arnold. He brings it out of defence, comes down, Edson front position. Norton couldn't take the mark. Had a bad day today. Handballs back to Trevor McLeod. He goes short, coming across. Here's Todman. Todman's met by Peter Arnold. Good tackle. Comes down here where it's Tony O'Grady. He shugs a tackle. Goes deep to the full forward line. Who's there for the Risdon defenders? Nobody. And it's offline and it's through for another minor score. Central Augusta now moving on to 11-18. They're 84 points. Leading Risdon's 8-14, 61. And that buzzer must be just about ready to sound, Norm.
And in this term, Central Augusta have now added 4 goals. 4 goals, 11 in fact.
Oh, heavens. Here's Jameson to bring the ball back in. It's a high one. Not much distance, but plenty of height. Up they go. Spoils on. Good mark in the front by the player in Malky Bell. He handballed on immediately Cameron Colligan. Across to Peter Flower. He's half-back flank. Comes to the centre wing. Goes high, looking for the player in Jeffries. He's got away from Johnny Hogg. Des Jeffries takes the mark on the right half-forward line. Setting the play up, waiting for his players to get into the square. He kicks long. Kelvin Blaschick coming across. There's the player in Neil Sanders. Got the run of the ball. Blaschick's got it. Here's Central Augusta out of trouble once again. Brandon Collins, who's been very quiet, takes the ball on the second bounce. Blasts it. Going down, looking for big Ron Perry. Rodney Young. Perry takes Rodney Young out of it. Oh, taps it straight back to Ron Perryman. Perryman's trying to handle the ball, cannot do so, and it forced out of bounds on the right half-forward line for Central Augusta. It'll be a throw-in this position in front of the Risdon coach's box. The 2 ruckmen, Ron Perry and also Rodney Young.
Here's the throw-in. Must be close to siren time. One by Paul Arnold. Go to Colligan. Colligan in turn towards Jackson is constructive. Jackson's got to be quick, but he gets the kick away. Going up and looking for Cheney. Cheney got a chance to run at the ball, but he's got plenty of opposition. Does it well, but he's got no support, Cheney. He goes after McLeod. McLeod towards Edson. The Tigers players weren't chasing. Up towards half forward. Newton's there. Fisted away by Young. That's good football towards Colligan. Colligan towards a flat-footed Flower. Flower on the left foot as he goes, and there's the siren to end a desperate third term, with Central's leading 11-18, 84 to the Tigers, 8-14, 61. Ronnie, they kicked 4-11 in that quarter. A lot of pressure out there, though, wasn't there? You know.
They might have got in trouble. Right, she's a grand final. Get her back going, Crocs.
Here we go.
We're ready.
Everything in readiness now for the start of the final term. You can see umpire Colin Steinert waiting to... Now he does it. He holds the ball aloft to start the final term. And it's the Tigers kicking to the right of the screen in the white shorts. trailing by 23 points and kicking with the aid of the breeze. There's the bounce down. Bond, a big fist, up towards half forward. Bounces badly for Jeffries. Cheney runs through, 45 metres out. He's kicked the goal.
That's
It's going to be a
penalty kick.
Oh, great
anyway.
goal, Cheney. Oh, is that a start for the Tigers? Umpire Steiner was going to give a free kick anyway, but Cheney's kicked it through. He might have missed a couple of easy ones earlier, but he certainly popped that one through. The Tigers, 9-14. They move along to 66 points, and the margin is back to, 18 points.
That was a great goal.
At the 1 minute mark of the final term, and Centrals are 11-18, 84. Oh, what a start the Tigers.
That's true. We said, Norm, that if the first one to kick a goal could win this game, and the Tigers, that was a brilliant effort. What, 30 seconds?
Yep, 30 seconds.
Great effort, Cheney.
Big fist, Peter Bond. Bounce down again. Clark's in there. Over the top he goes. Reed snaps it in beautifully. Up towards half forward. Young's there. Taps it down in front. Todman's got loose. Back towards Bond. Bond can't gather and he's pulled off the ball. No free kick. Todman's there. Loses possession. Handball goes out towards Newton, but he taps it straight towards Clark. That's a handball towards Bond. Bond's a beautiful handball towards Jackson. Jackson towards Arnold. He's in front. Fisted away. Jeffries is loose. Across goes player in Edson. Well done, Edson. He throws the ball away. Arnold's in there.
Done it well.
Colin Edson does it beautifully.
Done it well.
Out of defence he goes towards the player in Jeffrey Burt. Oh, he drops that mark. Offhands it goes towards Bond. Bond scouts a hand pass towards a loose Peter Arnold. It's bouncing awkwardly for him. He finally picks it up. Steady. He gets away from that tackle. Now he goes across the ground towards Jackson. Jackson tools that mark at the centre half forward position. Oh, it's Jackson.
What a grand final.
Goes in short. Jeffries is loose. He's only 35 metres out. He's taken that mark, Jeffries. Oh, blimey. Don't tell me. Could it be 2 goals in almost as many minutes? Desi Jeffries, former coach of the Tigers, been a great player, first in defence and across half forward, and he's got the chance. 35 metres out. Here's the kick, on its way. It's up again. The Tigers have got their second. 10-14 the Tigers. They're now 74 points. It's 10 points the difference after 2 minutes of play, as Centrals are 11-18, 84.
There's Jeffrey's second goal too, Norm, and they've got this in a couple of minutes. The Central machine is under a tremendous amount of pressure here, and remembering they only scored 1 goal in the second term into the breeze, they've got a big job to do from here, even though they're leading at the moment. It's Risdon's coming right at them now. They're getting on top in all corners of the ground here, and can the Central machine get back into this game? Ball's back at the centre. Joseph Clark opposed to the player in Page. Here's where the game started from last week. Clark took control of the centre bounces with his body. Done it again. Get the tap out, looking for the running Robert Payne. He does it nicely. Oh, breaks 2 or 3 tackles. Goes high. Kelvin Blassick, also Malky Bell. Kelvin Blassick takes the strong mark. Boy, is there some pressure on the defence out there. Kelvin Blassick going back. No leads forthcoming. Nobody at all to kick to, so he decides to go out. Checkpoint side, looking for the player there in Burt. Cheney takes the kick. And he was going to play on. He's called play on by the umpire. Puts the ball high in the air. Shoot Norton, take one of his marks for the day. Does so. That's only his second mark for the day. 15-metre penalty. Risdons are right in this game here at the moment. Shoot Norton. Don't let the side down, boy. They need this goal badly. Here's Shoot Norton. Been a very quiet player for the Risdon side. Took the mark. 15-metre penalty. Taking his time. Look at that Risdon cheer squad in the goal square, sensing that this side has got the chance to take the 1979 Premiership. Oh, a shocking kick right across the face of goal and through for 1 behind. That's a let off to the Central side. They still have a 9-point margin. We're only 5 minutes into this last term. Central Augusta are 11-18, 84. Risdon's at 10-15. They're 76.
Here's
75.
Kelvin Blassick about to prepare to kick in. Central's under pressure. Risdon coming home with the breeze. Up the ground he goes, directly up the ground. Clark sets himself, no one contesting. Off the back, well done by Newton. Handball beautifully towards O'Grady. O'Grady kicks back towards half forward. Young's getting underneath it. Pulls in that mark across half back. Well, He's played very well, Rodney Young. Goes across the ground in the Jackson direction. Newton's getting there, drives at the ball, gets his foot to it. It's bouncing in favour of the Risdon. Jackson towards Payne. Payne towards Jackson. Jackson up the ground as he goes towards half forward. Bell's in front. Fisted away beautifully by Kelvin Blassick. Is it going to sit for Bell? It doesn't as he walks across the boundary line. And a throw-in to take place. Good defensive work by Kelvin Blassick then. Caught behind, he went for the fist. and played for safety.
Two Risdons have got the players backing up where Centrals haven't now.
Yep, there's Bell, wins the tap, goes towards Johnny Hogg. He's forced to run across the ground as he goes down towards the wing position. Peter Arnold and Todman, well done Todman. Used his body cleverly as he pulled in that mark. And now Glenn Todman to put Centrals out of danger again. Here's Todman. Going across the ground in the Reed direction. Clark's there as well. Clark chips in, couldn't pull in the mark. He's going to use his body though. Handballs towards Payne. Payne's running for the Tigers. Will it sit for him? It does. Handball back towards Norton. Norton on his left foot. Bang back towards full forward. Sanders there. Fisted away. Goes to ground again. Oh, Colligan pushes him off the ball. Well done by Neville Sanders. Kicks wildly on the left foot. Norton will get underneath it again, I think.
Vlasic,
good mark. Vlasic. Oh, courageous mark, Vlasic. Oh, this is football supreme in the SGL. You wouldn't see better in the country anywhere. There's Vlasic kick. Clark will drop in. Oh, push in the back. Joseph Clark. Take one of those big ones as Joe Clark is pushed in the back. The former Madigan medalist playing in his farewell game in the SGL. And here he is at the centre wing, ready to drive the Tigers back into attack again. Here's Clark, indicating he's going for distance. Does so. Prodigious kick, Clark. Kick. Up towards full forward. Arnold's in front. Pulled off the ball. Fisted away by the central defenders. Johnny Hogg's there. Lose possession. Kelvin Vlasic. Cheney goes without it. Hogg's in there. Runs into a tackle. Oh, good tackle by Cheney. Holding the ball. Holding the man should have been the right decision. And it was. And a bounce down 50 metres out from goals.
Here's the bounce. It's going to be the big player in Page opposed to Malky Bell. Page gets the tap, goes down to Reed. He does it, breaks the tackle, goes wide. It's going to be out of Nader Baum and also Perryman. Oh. Perryman dropped what he should have taken. Comes back in, gets the ball, comes down here where it's the player in Jeff Taylor trying to get clear with the ball. Umpire Steiner comes in and he'll have a bounce up in between the centre and the centre half forward position for the Risdon Tigers.
Perryman should
never have dropped that mark, but still up we go. Up they go. Page. Clark gets a tap down to Peter Arnold. He gets a wobbly left footer. Should be marked in the back pocket by John Hogg and does so. Hogg steadying the tide for the moment. Decides to go around Des Jeffries. Puts the ball on the boot, looking for Nader Baum. Nader Baum couldn't mark it, but he recovers well. Goes around his immediate opponent. There's a left footer. Should be marked. Oh, Perryman put one hand to it. Jeffrey Taylor at support. Here's a run. Robert Payne. He's got plenty of time if the ball will stay in. Bad luck for the player. He was about 10 metres in front of his immediate opponent, but the ball beat him out of bounds, and it's in between centre wing and the left half forward line for the Blood and Tars. Page opposed to Clark. Clark from behind, but there's the tap by Big Perry. Comes down the way of Reggie Reed and also Jeffrey Taylor. Reed does it nicely, keeps the ball in. Bora's in over. Taylor doesn't. He keeps the ball in the area. Umpire Steiner's going to come in and have a bounce, and it's on the left half forward line for the Central Augusta side. Clark and Page had a good tussle all day. Clark using his big body. There's the tap. Goes back to where it's Todman. He breaks through Colligan. Well played, Page.
Well
gets
done.
the ball across to Todman, back to Laurie Thomas. He tries to get past the tackle, does so. Puts a ball on its way. It's no distance, plenty of direction. Comes down where it's Bradley McDonald. Can he keep the ball in play? Cannot do so. The ball hits the point post, and that's out of bounds. It's going to be a boundary throw-in right alongside the right point post with the Blood and Tars in their scoring zone, leading at the moment 11-18, 84 to Central's 10-15, 75.
Here's the throw-in. Perfect conditions now. Clark behind, big fist, he gets towards the Jackson. On the end of his fingertips he goes. The Tigers are loose as they get the ball towards Jeffries. Flower it was. Flower fell over as he took that mark. And now he'll be forced to come back across the ground in the Cheney direction. Cheney's in there with McLeod. McLeod puts his body in the ball.
Well.
He went to meet the ball. Cheney didn't. Back down the ground. Tony O'Grady's got loose. And O'Grady comes down from that wing position. And he's now got the chance short towards Newton's indirect. Now Newton's going to be placed under pressure by Taylor. He's fiddling around the ball at the moment, Newton. Jeff Taylor pushes it away from goals again. Newton still fiddling. Handball goes towards Colligan. Colligan can't get hold of it. Players go to ground. Free kick Colligan for being pulled but not in possession. And Cameron Colligan stems that attack. Oh, it's pressure, pressure, pressure.
A lot of mess around there by the player in Newton, but if I was O'Grady, I think I'd have gone to the square, Norm.
Go direct.
Under so much pressure, you know, it's easy when they're doing it easy, but they're not at the moment.
There's Colligan, up high, Cheney's up high, off the back it goes, fisted down towards Flower. Flower scouts a handball towards Payne. Payne will go hard, out towards Jackson. Jackson, it sits for him, he'll go towards Bell. Too far that handball. Well done by Johnny Hogg as he comes to meet the play. Oh, he's done it beautifully, Hogg. Goes towards the group of players, there it goes. Call on us, play on the call. Big group converging. Kelvin Blassig's there. He's got to get through a wall of players. Does it. But only as far as Jackson. He's tired. Oh, Page couldn't pick it up. Neither can Jackson. Back towards Payne. Payne kicks up towards half forward. Big group setting. Arnold's up high. Oh, good well played off the back by Brandon Collins. Back towards the centre again. McLeod's there. Met by Paul Arnold. Got to be a mark, Trevor McLeod.
Sorry, Norm, I'm not interrupting. I'm just that excited. I'm just calling it alongside you.
Oh, Trevor McLeod. Free kick marked to Trevor McLeod on the half-back line. Here he goes. Punt kick back towards the centre of the ground. Big group starting to set. Perryman's up high, nearly the mark. Off hands towards Flower, goes through his legs. Naderborn loses possession, goes towards King in the back. Free kick Larry King as he's pushed in the back by Todman. And Larry King now to drive the Tigers deep into attack once again. 9 points the difference. There's King's kick. Arnold's got loose. He's in front. He dropped the mark. Ball play on Colligan, socket it off the ground. Kelvin Blassick again. Well done, Blassick. He gets a short.
Oh, Jackson.
Oh, Jackson's been a very, very good player for the Tigers. He's only 35 metres out directly in front, with the chance to bring that margin back to only 3 points.
Norma, pat on the back too for Malky Bell for retiring that kick of Kelvin Blassick's.
Jackson's kick on its
3
way.
points
Goal is the score. Oh, it's hit the post.
Hey?
It's hit the post.
Oh,
it came away at the last minute and only hit the post. That was a certainty for a goal.
Oh.
It must have swung late behind the goals. You can see the Risdon flags going up, and it's a pointer. Risdon 10-16, 76. Centrals 11-18, 84, and the margin is 8 points.
What a grand final compared to last year, Norman. This is great stuff. Colin Edson's in about 3 minds to which way he's going to kick. He's decided to go to the blank side. Goes out there looking for the player in Page. Clark using his body. Up they go. No, neither player could mark. Norton comes in to add support. Comes to Todman. He breaks clear. Oh, goes around Norton like he wasn't even there. There's his right footer, Tony O'Grady. Will it sit for him? Larry King's on the scene. Tony O'Grady can't control the ball. Tries to pick the ball. Umpire Steinert letting them play on this occasion. Now he's going to come in and he'll have a bounce up on the right, between the centre wing and right half forward line for the Central Augusta side. A lot of pressure on all players out there at the moment as this 1979 season draws to a close. There's the tap. Comes down, tapped on further, looking good. Well played by Perryman on this occasion. He goes wide, looking for the player in Colligan. Ball sits nicely for him. It won't come up though, but he's put under pressure by Todman. Comes down to the half-forward line, Cheney. Handballs on further. Here's John Hogg, also the player in Peter Bond. Hogg gets there first. Oh, puts his body over the ball and resets the threat. No, it's a boundary throw-in. And it's deep inside the left half forward line for the Risdon Tigers. The ball staying on the high school side as both sides trying to go into attack. Page, Bell. Page gets the tap, comes down the way of McLeod. McLeod trying to get it out, holding the ball against McLeod. Good decision. And here's Cheney. Kick it long, boy. He puts it high in the air. Not one of his reliable kicks. Edson, Paul Arnold. Edson destroys from behind. Down to Blassick. Little left footer. Here's a race on between Bob Payne. He's got acres of paddock in front of him. It sits nicely for him. He's got Peter Arnold, but he finds Colin Edson. Bad luck. Colin Edson goes onto the left foot. Goes for the Jeffrey Potter, dribbles it along the boundary. Look at O'Grady moving in from centre half forward. He beat Jeffrey Taylor to the ball. Done it nicely. Can't pick it up though. He's going to be met by Larry King. Well played by O'Grady. A great effort. A great effort, O'Grady. There's his kick down there and it's marked on the last line. Young plays on. He's in 2 minds. There's the kick, comes out. We'll find Robert Payne, unattended, half-back flank. Nearly dropped what he did drop what he should have taken. Pulled off the ball. Here's the support from Newton. Newton goes across, looking for the running player, and Kim Naderbaum takes the mark. And Kim Naderbaum in the true centre-half forward position as Larry King's in a lot of trouble. There's a kick going out wide, looking for the arms of Bradley McDonald, but finds Jumping Joe falling to the ground to take a safe chest mark. I'm slurring my words and anything. There's his kick, goes outside, looking for Peter Flower. He marks on the half-back flank position. The Central Augusta blocking that centre line at the moment. There's the kick high in the air. Page and Naderbaum comes out to where it's Colligan. Oh, Burt uses his body well. Handballs back to Laurie Thomas. Thomas goes short, looking for the player in Perry. He marks at the centre half forward position. Perry will go back and he'll steady the play. There's his kick. Down under the left full forward pocket. Clark, Bradley McDonald, all up. Great mark by Kim Jamieson. One of his few for the day, but a timely mark on this occasion. Goes out wide to the loose Cameron Colligan. He's got Rayville. Handballs across to Rayville. He's on the half-back line. He's got Peter Flower. Goes short, centre wing. Flower in front of the scoreboard. Breaks across to the centre of the ground. Trying to look for Peter Arnold at the centre half forward position. Coming out was nicely Des Jeffries. Handballs back to Peter Arnold. Oh, there's strong work there by Brandon Collins. bounces to centre half back, bursts the ball down to centre half forward. Todman's there, under the drop of the ball, couldn't mark. Jeffrey Taylor's in there, the ball goes to ground. Too high. Jeffrey Taylor plays on, bounces to the centre wing, puts it short, finds a player in Des Jeffries. He's unattended at centre half forward. He goes back, looks for the player in Graham Jackson. From behind, Neil Sanders. Neil Sanders, 3 out. Payne goes without the ball. Sanders battles on, burrowing, pushing, shoving, getting the ball out of bounds, deep inside the right half forward line. Risdon 10-16, 76. Centrals 11-18, 84.
Here's the throw in on the half forward line. 8 points the difference. Bell's there. No one gets an effective tap. Bert's roving. Bell gets it out towards Peter Arnold. He'll handball towards Jackson. Jackson short.
Goal.
That's a goal. Oh, that's 2 points the difference. Oh, Champagne football. His 4th. Oh, I'm almost out of breath. Risdon 11-16. They're 82 points. Central Augusta 11-18, 84. 2 points the difference. Whoever said this was going to be a one-horse race in the 1979 SGL Grand Final.
Great football.
Oh, gee, it's been a Grand Final to remember. These two sides turning it on. The conditions favouring Risdon at the moment. The breeze still blowing. There's about 18 minutes of this game gone so far, and there's so much happening. It's hard to keep calling as we see players now busting to win this final 79 premiership.
Well, it's been a long day, Norm, from 7 o'clock this morning, but it's been 6 o'clock, and it's been well worth it. Here's the ball back at centre. Big Ron Perry, Joseph Clark. Bert takes the, Todman takes the ball onto the left foot, goes short, looking for Tony O'Grady. He marks just outside the scoring zone for the Central Augusta side. O'Grady sees Reggie Reid, looks for this player in between 3 Risdon players. Reggie Reid takes the mark about 5 metres or 10 metres inside the centre half forward position. You can see the wide of the square as Reggie goes back for his kick, and he doesn't mess around. He'll put it right into the goal square. He's kicked 2 prodigious goals in this game, and he thinks he can do the distance again. There's the kick. Oh, plenty of distance, plenty of height. Who's going to pull it down?
Bradley McDonald.
A great mark, Bradley McDonald. A great mark.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, no, yes, he is playing it. I thought he was going to take it away from it. Yeah. And even anybody, that was the mark of the day, Norm, if not the mark of the year.
Yeah. Beautiful mark, Bradley McDonald.
He's a very talented player, Norm. And here's Bradley McDonald. He's only about 14 metres out. Directly behind the cameras behind him, number 11. Oh, pulled it right across the face of the goals. The mark wasn't worthy of the result. Bradley kicks the ground in disgust, and rightly so. Central Augusta move on to a 3-point lead here at the moment when it could have been 8. As Rodney Young to bring the ball back into play.
Jackson
20 minutes.
Off, Bill.
Jackson off, limping badly. 20 minutes into this final term. Done a great job, Graham Jackson. Should receive an ovation from his team.
There's a kick by Young. Goes towards Payne. Has trouble picking it up, and now he does so. Handball's back. It'll go as far as Bert. Bert's got to get a hand pass towards Todman. Norton intercepts. Perry with a charge, tries to break through one tackle. Does it successfully. Up towards full forward. Young gets an awkward bounce. So we see, Manning goes without it. Jamison's there. He's pulled off the ball. Goes towards Thomas. Back towards Young. Young with a chance. He'll handball towards Payne. Oh, Payne fiddling around. The pressure's extreme. There's a kick by Payne. Back towards the wing. Peter Arnold. Edson set themselves. Arnold over the top. That's going to be Payne. Called play on as Arnold goes on.
Break.
Flowers got down the ground and taken that mark, Peter Arnold. He's about half forward at the moment and with a chance to drive the Tigers deep into attack.
Big Joseph's down in the square. Tell him to kick it down here.
Here's Flower. Long distance kick.
Looking for
up
Jeffries.
high. Jeffries in front. Off the pack it goes. Kelvin Vlasik's been extremely good in the back pocket. Sees the ball run out of bounds, and a throw-in to take place now in Central's left full-back position.
You wouldn't believe it, Norm. Bradley McDonald a chance to put a, not a sealer, but quieten the game down for Central's. Now all of a sudden Risdons are in their right full forward pocket in a throw-in.
Here's the throw-in. Clark, Perry. Throw it, it goes. Oh, Jeffries tries to sock it off. Well done, Perry. Always busting away with that ball. Goes to ground. Well done, Brandon Collins again. Comes out of defence. He's been supreme. Ian Norton takes the mark, and he'll drive the Tigers back into attack again. Ian Norton's about 75, 80 metres out, but in a direct line to goals.
Tell you what, Norm, Tigers hit the front. I reckon they can go on with this.
Here's Norton. Usually kicks a long ball. That one is no exception. It's lobbing up towards the goal square. Clark's up. Oh, Jeffries over the top. Oh,
Joe Clark.
Mark. No, it's Cheney. Cheney's the player. Cheney came over the top of that pack. Clark's limping. He goes to the ground, Joey Clark. But I reckon it's Cheney's mark. He's directly in front to Steve Cheney. Or is it Clark? Look at Clark. He can hardly walk. Oh, don't tell me. I think it's, whose is it? No one knows. I think it's Cheney's. He was the player who pulled down the mark.
And a great mark. That was the same as Bradley McDonald's, but I think Cheney will get this one.
Cheney with a chance to put the Tigers in front. Oh, will there be a roar? It is a roar. The Tigers are hitting the front. They're now 12-16. They're 88 points. Central Augusta 11-19, 85 in one of the most memorable grand finals we've ever had in the Spencer Golf League.
Oh, what an effort, Risdon side. Tremendous effort in this last term, and also the second half. After the end of the first quarter, they looked like they were right out of the game, 28 points down, and they've come back to be a point down at half-time. Now, in the half-time, at three-quarter time, they were 23 points down, and now they're back, and they've hit the front. Can Centrals get back into this game, or Risdon's will take it away? I think Risdon's have got the stamina to go on with this game now that they've hit the front. There's the bounce. Up they go. Paul Arnold gets the tap, comes down. Norton coming to life in this turn when Risdon's need him. Robert Payne, Cameron Colligan. Colligan with the ball. There's a free after disposal. It'll be taken here. Sherbert Football Centrals. The kick is going to be taken by the player in Joseph Clark or Des Jeffries. That's the sealer, Normie. The Tigers.
It's an FAD. Jeffries. Jeffries, I think, will be also playing in his last game in the SGL. Can he seal the game for the Tigers? 15 metres out, directly in front. It's offline.
He's missed it.
It's only one flag. Look at Des Jeffries holding his face.
How much time to go, do you reckon, Norm?
I don't know. I've lost count. We're well into time on now. The Tigers are 12-17. They're 89. Central's 11-19, 85. It's 4 points the difference in the time on period of this magnificent 6-79 SGL final.
Oh, my heart's beating that quick for the Tigers.
Wouldn't it... Colin Edson waiting for the ball to come back.
Great effort. Great effort.
A lot of people wrote them off, but they were never write-offs after their major round performances. Their form has been absolutely tremendous in the three previous games.
Colin Edson to bring the ball in. The game's not over at the moment. He's indecisive, and this has been Central's after the first term. There's his kick. Goes out wide, looking for Burt. McLeod takes the mark, and he's going to relieve from the back pocket position. They've got to get the ball moving, Central's. In this term, they haven't even added a goal in this term, Central Augusta. There's the kick. Comes down. Norton. He's come to life in this final term. Oh, great mark there by Brandon Collins, number 19. He's going to have a bounce. Bounce on the half-back flank position for the Central Augusta side. Risdon will try and keep this ball in there. Perry gets a tap down to the far as the player in Peter Flower. Des Jeffries again takes the mark. What a great game he's played for Risdon in that forward position, and also the back line. Des Jeffries could be putting in his last effort for the Tigers, and it's been a great one. Here's Des Jeffries. Everybody at the bench of the Risdon side up. There's the kick across the face. Peter Arnold on his own. Bad football, Central Augusta. Good football, Risdon. Peter Arnold has the chance to put the sealer on the game. The big number 21. He's only about 20 metres out directly in front. Has kicked a few sausages this year, and I don't think he'll miss this one. There's the kick. Yes, he has, right across. If ever Centrals are going to be let off the hook, it's going to be through the bad kicking in this last term by the Risdon side. Risdon's in this term have added something in the vicinity of 4 goals, 4.
Is Kelvin Blassick to kick out.
There's another blue on in the back line there, and
Kelvin Blassick to kick out.
Here's the kick.
He'll come straight down the ground on this occasion, dropping short. Edson finds it going over his head, and Payne's taken the mark.
Centrals have given it away.
Yep, and there's a kick out wide. He finds Ian Norton, and Norton will now steady up play. He's on the left half forward position as we see more trouble in the grandstand here at Central Oval, Port Augusta. Here's Norton, 45 metres out with the chance.
He's the player that's lifted in this game.
Here's his kick in towards full forward again. It's offline. The Tigers inaccurate kicking being costly at this stage, and it's out of bounds on the full as we see the chance now for Central Augusta to clear once again.
There's more excitement in the grandstand.
Yeah, there's the ball off hands again. Goes towards Cheney. Cheney towards Colligan. Colligan in towards full forward. It's dropping short. Clark and Blassick. Clark not off hands it goes. One flag only. And again, it's the Tigers moving along to 12-19.
6 points.
91 points the difference. 91 points. It's 6 points the difference as Centrals are 11-19, 85. What has Central scored in this last
Central has scored, they've scored 1 point in this final term.
Edson again to kick out. There's his kick short towards the player in Jeffrey Burt, deep in that forward pocket. Centrals have got to move it quickly now to get back into this play. Here's Burt going for distance, back towards the scoreboard wing. Jeffrey's in front, offhands it goes towards Paul. They're tied at the moment.
He's quite contented.
It beats the players across the line, out of bounds, and a throw-in to take place now between half forward and the wing position with the Tigers in attack.
Yes, must be just about time as big Ron Perry opposed to Paul Arnold. Arnold gets a nice tap. Cheney, who couldn't have got the ball, gets the ball down to the full forward zone. There's the winning point for the Risdon Tigers. They're now 7 points in front. They've moved on to 12-20. They're 92 points. They're now 7 points in front of Central's 11-19. And for mine, they have got the 1979 Spencer Golf League final flag in their pocket and the first for the Risdon club. There's the kick, comes down, finds Neville Newton. Centrals have got to get it moving. They've got to score twice. He goes wide, looks for Neville Sanders. Sanders on the half-back line, goes out wide, looking for the player in Baker. Come on, and no, it's Pat Manning. Been very quiet today. His left footer goes down, looking for O'Grady. Coming out is Laurie Thomas. Ball bounces back to Rayville. Does it nicely. Gets a wobbly one. Kim Naderbaum. Cross to Bradley McDonald. 1 point the difference. A point the difference here at Central Augusta Oval. Central Augusta going into this with a goal from Bradley McDonald. He made amends from that shot he had before from just about in the goal square. Now there's a point the difference. Poor heavens to Betsy. I'd like to know how much time to go, but still when it's like this, you're more excited not knowing when that siren's going to go. Point the difference. Risdon's 12-20, 92. Central's 12-19, 91. Could you get it any closer, Norm?
No, only 1 point the difference.
Oh, yeah, but I mean scores too. 12-19, 12-20.
Right. Oh, it's been a great performance by these sides.
No excuses, bad kicking by either side now.
They've had the hottest and tryingest conditions for the season, and they're both running it out strongly and supremely. Bounce down, Page and Arnold. Page wins the tap, goes towards Flower. He breaks around, he should kick long. Does so, back towards half forward. Norton Edson. Norton from behind, supreme in the air on that occasion.
Come alight, Norm. Come alight in this last turn.
Oh, yeah, those big, strong hands of his pulled in that mark, and he'll drive it long, back towards full forward. Jeffries is loose in the goal square. Clark and Burt. Jeffries from behind, offhands it goes. Well done, Kelvin Blasting. Back towards the player in Neil Sanders. He's got a chance now to drive Centrals into attack. Handballs towards Edson. They're tired. Edson drives forward, up towards Todman, out of bounds on the full. Oh, bad luck, Edson, on that occasion. He had Todman running loose, but Peter Arnold was there as well, and we see the ball now with the chance to be kicked back in towards attack for the Tigers again. Short towards Bond. Oh, I wouldn't be doing that under these conditions now.
Possession football, Norm.
Yep. Bond will go long in my book now. Or is he? No, he's going towards Paul Arnold. He's got away. Yeah, well played, Bond, on that occasion. He had a couple of players he could have kicked to. Now he's going to go short towards Payne. Oh, they're loose, that central defence. And now Payne surely will steady it up. Oh, I don't know how they can stand it, those players. Dick Jackson's up off the fence. He's yelling out, take your time. And those Tigers can't wait to get on the field if they win this game.
And they deserve every credit, Norm.
Here's Payne. Oh, wobbly looking punt kick off the side of his boot. It's going to bounce into play, though. It stayed in inside the boundary line.
Even Jimmy Fitz is waving that it was bounced out of bounds.
Throw in now in the Tigers' right full forward position. 1 point the difference. It must be siren time in this 1979 grand final. Oh, we're always home by about 10-6. There's Clark, wins a tap towards the player in Henwood. He snapped. Oh, don't tell me it's offline again. One flag only, Lee Henwood. It's now 2 points the difference as the Tigers are 12-21, 93, and Central's are 12-19, 91.
Oh, what a great effort.
Memorable grand final. Kelvin Blasting, I'm having trouble remembering players' names. Short he goes towards the Newton.
But
Payne. Payne, has he had a dream
15 metre! 15 metre to Payne.
Yep. Payne almost from point-blank range now as he was brought down by Neville Newton after marking that ball.
Has to be somewhere in the vicinity of 12 15-metre penalties that Central Augusta have given away, no?
Yep. Here's Payne.
Come on, Robert.
If they ever needed one, they certainly need it now. This would seal
Graham
it.
Koshel is saying, Robert, please.
Payne.
Payne, no.
Hard in his mouth.
No,
oh, he's put it through. That's the premiership to the Tigers. Look at Graham Koshel. He's elated. And who can blame him? Oh, you've got to feel elated for the player. He's brought him from bottom to top so far. And here it is now with only, it must be seconds of play remaining. The Tigers have an 8-point lead as they move along to 13-21. Oh, he's right, Karen, sitting alongside of us. She's almost in tears. And we see the Tigers are 8 points up as we must be ready for time. I've been saying that for 5 minutes. How much longer can it go for?
Oh, well.
Police coming out on the ground.
Getting close.
Umpire Steinert.
You'll see elations all over the ground on these Risdon players and the club
They
itself.
can't wait. Look at them.
Thoroughly deserved.
I don't
Look
know
at
if you get a
Cockles.
shot of Trevor Graham Cochell at the moment or not. Those boys on the camera. There's the bounce down. Page short towards Tony O'Grady. Can he get it? Bad bounce. Goes towards Newton. Well done, Larry King. King with the hand pass. Gets it away. Goes towards Sanders. Free kick Centrals. Neville Sanders in the centre of the ground to drive the Central Augusta side further again. Shorty goes out towards the O'Grady direction. Jeffrey Young lumbers up. Jeffrey Taylor. Told you I was having trouble.
Done it well, Jeffrey. Done
Young
it well.
does it well. Chips it into play. Sanders getting back. Taps it back over his head. Taylor will be back there. So Sanders. Handballs away. Throw in now on the centre wing position. As the Tigers supporters call holding the ball. It certainly wasn't, but it's a throw in now with 8 points the difference. There's a throw in. Young, Page. Page uses his body, taps it down towards Newton. He's almost in front. Oh, he breaks through beautifully. Handballs towards the player in Mark McDonald. Flowers there, gets tackled. Mark McDonald with strength, loses possession of the ball. Goes back towards Newton, back towards McDonald. Left foot kick. Oh, Bradley McDonald's loose. Oh, Pat Manning's loose. Oh, he's going to kick a goal. He has. Oh, no. Don't tell me. Oh, it's 13-19, 97 to Risdon's 12-21, 99. How much time
Would
can
you believe it, Norm? Pat Manning's first goal for the game.
First goal for the day. Oh, this is a magnificent grand final.
Oh, I'm speechless.
2 points the difference.
I'm spellbound. There hasn't been a person leave the ground, and it's a tremendous crowd, and they've been treated to a tremendous game. The runner out there for Risdon urging him on. Also, the Central Augusta time must be going on. It's now reaching the about 8 minutes past 5. Oh, heavens. 13-19, Central's 13-21. The Risdon side, 2 points of difference. Can the Piri side hold on, or can Central's come back? Central Augusta dying to get this ball moving from the centre. Risdons have sent Shoot Norton down at the back line, spear man. Here's the bounce. Page, also Paul Arnold. Page gets the tap. Todman's clear. There's the ball down the full forward zone. In front, Patrick Manning.
Manning again. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, no.
Please, it couldn't happen. Oh, look. Oh, I tell you what, if ever Patrick Manning's got to have his right boots on, it's this one. Yeah. Central Augusta supporters standing up, holding their breath. Dick Jackson's just smoked 14 packets of cigarettes in one kick.
Oh,
here's the kick. He's missed it.
He's off. He's off.
He's off.
Oh, 1 point.
Oh, will that be a kick to here? 1 point. The difference.
There's a siren. Oh, the siren.
Beautiful.
It's a 1 point
won by 1 point.
And they're
final score, 13 goal 20. So Central Augusta 97. Risdon 13, 21, 99.
Congratulations to the Tigers.
Sorry, we're both talking.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Neither, I couldn't hear you.
Magnificent performance by the Tigers. Repeating those final scores, 13-21, 99. Central Augusta 13-20, 98. It's a 1 point win to the Tigers for the 1979 and their first ever SGL flag.
Will Pat Manning and Bradley McDonald hand.
Scenes of jubilation out there at the moment. Have a look at that Tigers camp. We've got them all alongside of me. They're crying. What do you think, Mrs. Clark?
Oh, it's the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. Fabulous.
You let those tears flow, dear. You deserve every one of them. Well, Rayville being carried from the ground. There's jubilation just, and it's a great performance by the Tigers. I think we'll end this telecast of the 79 grand final with scenes of Rayville, the premiership favourite for 79, being held aloft. And there he is, Graham Cochell, the former Madigan medalist, the gentleman of the Spencer Golf League. And the final scores we see Risdon 13-21 to Central Augusta 13-20. A 1 point win to the Tigers in one of the most memorable grand finals we've ever seen in Spencer Golf League history.